to the phone currently. So this is how my front facing camera look. It is what it is. With that being said, today we're going to be talking about two things. First, some clarifications have been made. Previously, the information that was out there was that the YNW Melly jurors were actually 9-3, were 9-3 against him, when in reality they were 9-3. Pardon me, 9-3 for him, but in reality they were 9-3 against him. I want to discuss that. We're going to talk about that today because that actually changes a lot of basically the narrative of what's going on, and it might lend to why maybe, like I said previously, like one of the first things I said was the death penalty being an option might be actually weighing in on whether some of these jurors want to say guilty and or innocent. With that being said, also, just so we could be clear, I want to talk about this Mama Duck situation. Apparently she was hit by a car by her boyfriend. Apparently a thing happened. I've seen the video. I'm not going to show you the video, but I'll tell you what happened in the video, and I'll give you my breakdown on that real quick. Thought that was crazy. First, let's give a shout out to the people who dropped some comments before the show started. Shout out to Art of D Glass. Definitely appreciate you, my brother. He says, good morning, BBN family. Salute. He also drops the Cash App into the chat. We're gonna do roll call at the 6-minute mark. So I do want to talk about just so we could be clear, this YNW Melly situation, because this changes. It lends to something that I had said previously before this trial actually began. When they first spoke about how they were going to now, how they wanted to, or should I say, after they already said that they were going to be going for the capital punishment, the law was changed. So now it doesn't have to be unanimous in order to get a capital punishment decision. You understand what I'm saying? So when that happened, we spoke on how some people might not want to convict someone, anyone, independent of who they are, unless they're 100% sure that the person is guilty. Because once that first juror, that first jury says guilty, now that's a process to try to fix that. You understand what I'm saying? And then you have no control. So imagine how the people feel that they thought that a person was guilty, but they didn't deserve the death penalty. And then just go to find out that, no, not even. I mean, I don't know how that all works in that state, whatever. So, with that being said, I do believe. With that being said, I do believe, just so we could be clear, that the death penalty being on the table might have swayed, and I'll discuss that a little bit later. But I do want to talk about the real quick. I want to lead off with the part of me. I'm just we usually start a little bit later, and I thought I was ready right now, but I might not be as ready as I thought I was. We do want to talk about the FBG Duck's mother getting hit by the car. That lends for a tiny conversation. But I want to say this first. So LeBron James has decided to take his son out of whatever school his son was in previously and or was going to go to, and to put him in the same school. And the son I'm talking about is Bryce, by the way. That's his second son, not his oldest son, who just had the cardiac arrest, Bronny. So what he said that he was what they're gonna do now is that they're gonna put his other son, Bryce, in the school with Master P's son. And I just want to just say something real quick. Now, this leads me to believe there's always things going on that we don't know about. Can we agree on that? Could we agree that in every individual's life, my life and your life included, there's things that's going on that the general public don't know? Right? So what I'm saying is, I find that interesting that LeBron James decided to move his son to the school where Master P's son go to. Do y'all remember when Snoop Dogg had problems with death row and his life was in jeopardy? Y'all know where he went, right? Before Kodak Black got into all of these problems, y'all do know who was the man that tried to pull up on him and talk to him, right? Just something to think about. Just something to think about. With that being said, FBG Duck's mama. Let me do roll call first. Shout out to Bailey, the artist, pulling up this morning. Definitely appreciate you, says dropping comments, speaking on what we're talking about. With that being said, I want to say something real quick, get to this FBG Duck mother situation. Wait, hold on. Jason Elliott says, no limit saved his life. He says it all the time, how Master P kept that bro away. Shout out to Jason Elliott. Salute. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Just saying. Maybe all of these opinions that's happening on the internet has nothing to do with what actually happened, like it often does. You got to remember, people who take a video on the internet that happened 6 or 7 years ago and try to tell a person that that's the exact person that you are today, when that's not even really a possibility. Somebody will take a video from 2 years ago and try to convince people that the content of that video says who you are this very day. Even inside of the context of the video, that could have just been an aberration. That could have been, instead of being the norm of your behavior, that could have just been an aberration. So what you have to understand is, we don't know anybody's life, fam. That's why you should always be mindful of somebody trying to come tell you how somebody else is. What people should be saying is, you know, what are their actions? What do you see them do? How do they behave around you? Because that's the adult way to talk. But that's the way you should accept them then. You should accept them by the behavior that you see them exhibit. I don't know your relationship with that individual, nor do you know mine's with them. Just something to think about. Bailey says, there's a lot going on behind the cream, some crazy ish in the game, and I feel my love for the shout outs. You talking crazy facts, my G. Appreciate you. We got 49 people in the room early this morning. Do y'all mind hitting that like button, please, so we can send out some notifications? Now, could we talk about this situation that has transpired with the YNW Melly Juror coming out recently? Oh, man. Okay, so this Spider-Man guy should not be in here, but I'm not going to say anything. I'll wait for the disrespect. I'll wait for the disrespect. Always feel suspicious of anybody that comes in here that you do not know that just starts saying hi to you randomly. Always be suspicious of those people. That's all I got to say. With that being said, so shout out to Nick the Slick. Salute. This is how it's supposed to be done. Salute BB and Gang and Frost. That's how it's supposed to be done. If they're not doing it something similar to that, you know it's a trap. With that being said, listen, pay attention. One of the jurors has recently come out and spoken and said basically there was one woman that was holding up the whole entire jump off. Now, what do we usually say? It only takes one person. It only takes one person. Don't we usually say that? So shout out to what's that lawyer? The criminal lawyer. I forgot his name. His page is CLR. Sheesh, I can't remember the dude's name. He always got the shirt and the tie, and he's talking about the cases, and he's talking about stop snitching. He always got the stop snitching hat on the table. I forget his name. In any regard, shout out to that guy. He said, just so we could be clear, that it takes more than just one person. People say that, but it's not necessarily true. But when I say it only takes one person, I'm not saying that it takes one person to vote not guilty. What I'm saying is it just takes one person in the room to convince other people of something different. So allegedly what happened was this. Yes, I think the state did a bad job. Everybody does. You can watch any of the major media outlets. You can go argue with them about it. With that being said, the lady convinced two other people. The 9-3 wasn't against the state. The 9-3 was against Melly. So it only took one person. And once again, they're supposed to have overwhelming evidence. How did they even have one person? Just so we could be clear, before this trial started, does everybody remember how much evidence they said they had against YNW Melly? Or am I the only one? Am I the only one that doesn't remember that aspect of this whole entire situation, that timeline, pardon me, where they were busy talking about how you had overwhelming evidence, and most of it didn't even get allowed into the trial? If you have overwhelming evidence and then get a mistrial, how is that not doing your job bad? Somebody explain that to me. Shout out to Nick the Slick with the $10 drop. We're not gonna do Saloon at this moment. So some dude says the rumor of she changed the only two wasn't verified because the black. Okay, first of all, we're just coming out talking about that somebody said a thing. Allegedly. Just like when the other information came out, we talked about it. That's what these type of programs are for. You do know that, right? You're literally coming somewhere telling a program to not operate the way that it's meant to operate. What the fuck, fam? Nikki Barnes says the juror was bad from the start. The jurors started cursing. How do you know if the juror was cursing? Please explain this to me. How do you know what was happening in the jury room? I would love to know. I don't know what you're talking about gay slurs. I have no idea. I'm talking about 9-3. You're talking about the rumors. I'm talking about the 9-3. I'm just literally talking about the 9-3. If you want to discuss the other things, fine. The jury yelled gay slurs. That might get more people on her side than you think. You want me to judge the person's character. I don't know the person's character. I only could judge what happened. I don't know that person. We just had a very short conversation a couple of minutes ago talking about not judging people's character. And you immediately try to get me into a conversation where I'm now judging her character. I don't understand if this is supposed to be ironic or a test. Anyway, so just so we could be clear, and I'm just saying, you only needing one is real, because only needing one could convince 2 and 3 and 4 more. Do y'all remember? Listen, do y'all remember when this trial first started? Does anybody remember that book that I told you about that John Grissom wrote? I think it was called The Juror. Go look it up. It's a good book. I think they even made a movie in it with John Cusack. I think he plays in it. So check this out. Basically, in the movie, this is what happened. Sure, you read it, Nikki Barnes. Tell me what happens in the book. Then you read it. Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened in the Juror. Tell me what happened. You read it. No. That's it. Hey, tell me what happened. Oh, you got Google, so it don't matter. Anyway, so I'm gonna tell you. So basically, there was a dude on the jury, and while he was on the jury, he got himself placed on the jury on purpose. And then he basically was going to sell the trial to one side or to the other, depending on, different parameters in which they was going to do. But that was really never his plan. That was just the idea that he told them. So I say all that to say, and what you have to also understand is when John Grissom writes his books, he uses lawyers and attorneys as his to help him make sure that everything is accurate. So the things when he writing these books, he's not just some random dude that's just some really good author sitting somewhere in the woods all by himself just clickety clacking. He's actually contacting people, talking about case law, finding out case law that backs up different case law inside of the actual story that he's talking about. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what he does. So when I'm telling y'all I be reading John Grissom books, I'm not just reading a book about some dude writing about lawyers. He has in the beginning of the book, he names all of the people that helped him. It'd be the justices of the peace. It'd be the different lawyers. It'd be the different whoever the hell, or whatever the hell. And that's how he writes his books. So when I'm telling y'all that those are some of the books that I've read a lot of those books. Literally, like that's what it does for you. With that being said, they wrote a lot of books. I don't know if he wrote a lot of books. All right, but that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, though. Nicky Barnes trying to change the subject matter. I might have to kick him. Anyway, with that being said, having that one juror then convince two more jurors is probably why they just said it's a dub. Also, the reason why they was probably so quick to go, and this lends to, I'm trying to figure out how her cursing people out helped or created a situation. But okay, so I'm thinking. So her Kirk, I'm trying to figure out how what he's talking about weighs in. So with her, just so we could be clear, so with her cursing people out and whatever the hell they saying she was doing, also just because they're saying she was doing something, that doesn't mean she was doing it. Can we just also agree with that? People accuse me of doing shit all the time, fam. So I need more than you just accuse. Look, I'm like this. I need for more than a person just saying a person did something. People accuse me of shit I didn't do all the time. People take things that I do all the time and take them out of context so they can trick other people into thinking that I'm a person that I'm not. All the time. So I need to hear more than just, I don't care. No, I'm just kicking the person. So the point in which I'm trying to make is, I don't care who said what to the news. That's still just them saying it, and should it be accepted that way? That's still just them saying it. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm not saying they're telling the truth. I'm saying that's still just them saying it. How many times have you said something to someone and they took it completely, totally out of context and was pretending you were saying some shit you wasn't saying? Okay, so I'm going to shoot down this argument, then I'm going to kick you. Copy? So the person says, but you just agree it's a 9 I didn't agree it was a 9-3. I'm telling you that someone said it is a 9-3. How could I agree on it? I get it. You don't understand English and you're trying to figure out a way to take my words and sound like my words is something other than the way in which I'm using them. I get it. Evil people often practice those arts. It's called witchcraft. Literally, that's called witchcraft. Just so we can be clear. When you take what somebody is saying and you repurpose it on purpose to make it something else to confuse and trick other people, that is literally witchcraft. Once again, first we heard it was 9-3 in favor of not guilty. Now we're hearing it was actually 9-3 in favor of guilty. So that's what we're discussing. It's that simple. If you want to have other conversations, fine, but don't direct it towards me like I'm saying something I'm not. I don't care what y'all talk about, but don't direct it to me like I'm saying something I'm not. So a person that was there can't lie. Somebody said they're hearing from a person that was there. So a person that was there can't lie? That's what you're saying? A person that was there can't lie. Why you're accusing me of lying? You're saying that another person can't lie. So I'm the only person that you believe that can lie? You don't believe another person can lie. You don't think that we should just accept their statement as a statement that they made rather than a statement that is fact? Because we don't know it to be fact. There's not even anybody else confirming. What happens when you go to a doctor and they believe that they've just given you some bad news, like your life is in jeopardy and it might come to an end? They tell you to go get a second opinion. The reason for that is because one person saying something is still just one person's opinion. So there's no confirmation of what this person is saying, yes or no. I'm not saying that the person is telling the truth. I'm not saying that the person is lying. I'm saying that I'm talking about this as of this is just something that the person is saying. And we're going to talk about it in the same vein and with the same energy as we did with the last conversation. That's called integrity, fam. I get it. You don't understand what it is. You haven't seen it before. What up, Darkwing? Says salute, Jack. Darkwing, I got that event over here. You pulling up today? I could really use your assistance, to be honest with you. For real, for real. I have no idea how I'm gonna film. It's from 5 to 9, I believe. I have no idea how I'm gonna film myself playing basketball and film the game also. So I have that issue. So I only can do one of them. And I'm assuming they also would like for me to play basketball. And I also know that they would like to be on camera. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Well, I don't know if they would like to be on camera. And I don't know if they would like for me to film it. Let me be quiet. Those are things that I would like. With that being said, you just look at things different when you take responsibility for the things that you're doing and saying. You know what I'm saying? When you're trying to add value to what somebody else is doing and saying, and you don't even understand the complexities of their dialogue or how they're trying to come across, how can you quite possibly try to tell somebody else what they actually mean? So be mindful of the people that when somebody is talking, they try to say, you know what they really mean? Because they tricking you, fam. I'm pretty sure when the person was talking, it is what it is. Salute. I appreciate you, though. I'm pretty sure he's going to go in there and do all of the things. Your sons are extremely athletic. That's always a win. Good genes. Let's get back to what we're talking about. So, as far as with this situation is go, the one thing that I want to be clear about is this. So this is what I was about to tell y'all. So the judge only got one letter, and basically after the one letter, he was like, oh man, this shit might be a mistrial. So after the one letter was like, yo, this shit might be a mistrial. So Bama says it was 11-1, and the jurors complained about her, saying she would not acknowledge the case because the one juror complained about her past with the police. Okay, so got a real quick question. When you get on the jury, you know they ask you that question, right? That's a question they ask you. They ask you a whole bunch of questions. So Okay, so I'm going to slow down for a second because I think I need to understand what I'm trying to say. Because it seems like, hold on. It seems like what's happening is people are speaking like everybody in the world is honest in order for them to be able to prove their point. You will have to say every single human being is honest. That's the first way that we have to say that everything, so you can understand how I'm talking about it. So, all right, so I'm going to discuss it the way that you want to discuss it real quick. And please, if I'm saying anything that even sounds slightly insulting, it isn't. So, it's not by no intent. So, first, because this is just going to keep going. You're not going to allow for me to have the conversation I want to have because you're stuck on this point. So said the 11-1, the jurors complained about her saying that she would not acknowledge the case because she said one of the jurors complained about. But they look into, just so we could be clear, they ask you about problems with the police, if you have problems with this, that. So she got on the jury, right? And so they believe that she was just on the jury to make sure that he didn't get convicted. Is that what you're telling me? Because you're telling me that she lied to get on the jury on purpose. So she forgot that she had a problem with the police. And they asked her about it. And we talking about just regular protocol. So where did the lie happen? Did the lie happen to the radio station, the news station? Did the lie happen in the courtroom? Did the lie happen in the jury room? So where did the lie happen? Because the lie had to have happened. No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're trying to change the conversation again. Okay, so this is what we're doing. You stay on this conversation or I'm kicking you. Copy? I think that's fair. You stay on this conversation. Oh, I'm timing you out. I'm not going to kick you. I'm going to time you out. Dumb long time, but you're going to get the shit timed out of you. Well, we stay on this conversation. Copy? You don't switch conversations when you start losing. Okay? That's fair? So listen, pay attention. So where did she tell the lie? Did she tell the lie in the courtroom when they asked her about, did she tell the lie in the jury room, or did they tell the lie to the, we don't know where the lie was told. We have no idea. Or did she tell no lie? Or was the lie told in the jury room? Just so we could be clear. And she'd have said that, but that wasn't the reason. She just didn't have a real good reason because nobody wanted to listen to her. You know how y'all women have this thing where people legitimately don't listen to y'all when y'all make good points? Like, that's a legitimate thing with women, by the way. This is not me trying to. This is a legitimate thing. I've literally been places and heard women talking to other people and they just, like, apparently because she got a vagina. I have no idea why they don't understand what the fuck she's saying. I just be sitting there. I be like, you know what? This is a real problem that they have. So, was the lie told? The lie had to be somewhere. You're so curious and trying to tell me everything is the 100% factual truth, but there's no way everything could be the 100% factual truth. Where was the lie told? Why are you asking me so I believe a jury can't be corrupted when I'm literally explaining to you how a jury can be corrupted? Oh, you're trying to make me argue against myself, or you're trying to misappropriate my text, my context, what I'm saying, so you could then try to make it look like I'm doing something wrong. What are you doing? Are you that dishonest? You seem like you talk like a really dishonest individual. You don't talk from an honest perspective. It's okay though. Don't seem like you talk from a very honest perspective. We don't know where the lie happened. All we know is that 2 other people jumped on her side. You don't want to talk about that part? So the 2 other people also had problems with the police? I'm sorry. Oh, man. Hold on. So where was the lie told, fam? Where was the lie told? I'm here. I'm listening. You on the timeout right now, though. Fam. So the two other people also said, you know what? Because of your problems with the police, we're going to vote with you. A minute ago, we thought that guy should have been put to death. Or do you think that the prosecutors are doing a little bit of manipulation so that when they get a new jury pool, they don't know that there was an actual issue and or problem that the people had? Because once again, how are they going to get a new jury? You see what happened when you don't even think, like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? People, you know, comprehension skills are different. So, you know, no disrespect, but often people think they are on to something or they know a thing. But in reality, they're just accepting a story that was told to them. You don't know a thing. Somebody said a thing and you're accepting it. That doesn't give you knowledge. What gives you knowledge is somebody telling you a thing and then you making sure that that thing, finding out whether that thing is right or wrong. Looking up said thing. Them two alleged juries was spoken for by that crazy juror. I don't doubt that somebody could be in the jury room and think differently than everybody else, and then people treat them like they're crazy. Remember, people try to gaslight you all the time. We was just at the park, and I'm at the park minding my business, and some kids come into the park and they're just yelling at me from a distance. You let me say anything to them, they're gonna immediately say that I'm crazy. You let me say anything or do anything. I didn't. Minding my business. Just said I wasn't gonna hoop with them. Shout out to them. Let them play. Can't stop nobody from playing on the fucking court. That's crazy. So all I'm saying is this. People are always trying to gaslight people. I went to the supermarket. I put my food on the freaking conveyor belt behind the person in front of me. The lady took the food from the person in front of her. Didn't even want to turn the conveyor belt on. Got in a whole attitude and looked around to everybody like, what is wrong with me? Because I put my food on the conveyor belt and expected her to press the button to move the food to go down. So people are always trying to play the victim fan. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that's what it is. So I don't know what happened in that room. You could tell me that she was crazy all you want. Whenever you think differently, people tend to think that you're crazy. Whenever you have different ideas, people tend to think that you're crazy. Tell me where the lies at. I don't even respect the concept of calling somebody crazy for the most part. I think a situation could be crazy. I don't know if a person can be. Not by the definition of what I would call it or how I would want to speak about another person. But I'm pretty sure there's moments where I'm not being mindful and I might say that. But, you know, if I'm being mindful, I'm going to try not to call people crazy. So I say all that to say this. Most of this is propaganda. The first propaganda that was put out, for everybody that don't know what's happening, most of this is propaganda. The first propaganda that was put out is that it was 9-3 for not guilty. This is just more propaganda. They got an actual jury to come out and say, look, this is what was going on. Boom, boom, boom. It was 11-1. That one lady, she was crazy. And then she convinced, so y'all all thought she was crazy, but she still was able to convince two other jurors? Is that what you're telling me? I'm just asking for a friend. So all 11 of y'all's in there like, yo, this bitch is crazy, fam. She's yelling at people, calling people gay slurs or whatever the hell. Right? She crazy. Oh man, she's bananas. And then two of those people decide, you know what? I'm gonna vote with her. That's what you're telling me happened. I need to just understand these things that y'all saying happened. This is what you really believe happened? You believe that's what happened? You don't believe something else possibly happened? They just not telling us the truth? Like, you don't believe something else could have possibly happened? They just not telling us the truth? You don't think that could be it? You think they just telling us the truth? Like, just so we could be clear, we literally just saw the prosecution not even be able to put all of their evidence in because of a problem with them being able to tell the truth. Just saying. I believe this is just propaganda. Be honest with you. I think they just think that the jury pool is going to be even harder to get jurors. That's what I think. They believe it's going to be even harder to get jurors. So they got to make it sound like, you know, that 7-3 shit, boom. And so now you're telling me 9-3 shit, boom. So let's say it's 9-3 against. What I want to know is, why did the other two switch? If you just tell me it was 11-1 the whole entire time and it never changed and that's the way that it went, then I'm here for you. I'm like, boom. You know what? The prosecution, even with everything that they did, they still almost got a conviction. Bam, I'm here. But when you tell me that it was 11-1, and then they had to go back and do more deliberating, and now all of a sudden it's 9-3. That sounds to me like that lady was changing people's minds, man. So they didn't want them to go back into the jury room and do any more deliberating. That's what the fuck that sounds like to me. I don't know what it sounds like to you. So I don't know what kind of conversation people thought I was trying to have when they was trying to talk about whatever they talking about. But it sounds like she was changing people's minds. That's what it sounds like. So it was 11-1 with one crazy lady, and then all of a sudden now it's 9-3, and the crazy lady got two more people with her. What do you think would have happened if they would have did a little bit more freaking deliberating 2 more days? What do you think would have happened? I don't see a comment talking about marketing. I don't see it. I can't delete it. It's not letting me delete the comment. Remove. Boom. I can't remove it. It is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. It's just there. It's just there. It's just there. I can't get rid of it. It's just there. People are crazy. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I don't even care. I really don't even care. Anyway, so you got to be mindful. Why do you think that, my dude? So how long do juries usually deliberate? 2 days? Don't sometimes they deliberate for like a week? These guys just deliberated for like a day or two, and then they was like, nah, deliberations got to stop. Just saying. Just saying, fam. Nobody thought that was suspicious? Nobody thought that was suspicious? Nobody thought that was suspicious. So, I don't know. Maybe the way I think and the way other people think is just a little bit different. And I'm fine with that. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, considering how often we've spoken about things over here and then it turned out to be true. But, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, man. I just don't believe everything when somebody says something negative about somebody else. I just don't believe it. You understand? Most of the time, somebody is running around trying to badmouth somebody's name. It's out of jealousy. Period. Because the people, I don't think about other people, and generally, I just generally figure that's because I'm not jealous of anybody else. Like I don't like think about what other people have, what other people are doing. I'm not thinking about trying to do anything to any other people. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing like that. So my whole mind frame is different. So do you believe that the jury that spoke for those two jurors that supposedly switched? I'm asking. I don't say I believe anyone. I'm saying that I'm literally just talking that a thing that happened. Why are you trying to make me say that I believe a thing? I'm not saying that I believe anything. I'm just talking that a thing happened. I don't know if you slow. I'm just kicking you. Go get another account. I'm kicking all comments that come in like that. Anyway, that's not like, it's crazy. So you're going to try to figure out a different way to try to force me to say that I believe or don't believe something. When I'm telling you, I'm not even thinking about it on that level. So there's nothing to believe or not believe to me. But you're too judgmental, so you can't even believe that a person could think like that, probably. Because everything in your life involves judging other people and figuring out how you're better or worse than another individual, right? So you can't even understand that concept. So I'm just kicking because it's a waste of time. It's like you're never going to be able to understand the concept, right? It's just above your head. It's above your pay grade. With that being said, what time we got? Oh, it's going on 9:20 now. All right. I think somebody's supposed to. I think somebody put like money on my head or something. I was walking past some kids the other day, and they said somebody put money on my head and shit. I was like, interesting. Anyway, I want to go outside. Just thinking about going outside. Let me go outside. Because I don't really care. I mean, I do, but probably not the way people might think I do. Anyway, could we talk about this Mama Duck situation for a second? 43 minutes into the show. Could we talk about this Mama Duck situation for a moment? I just want to just change conversations. I want to say something I found interesting and I thought was funny. Allegedly, she hit him. I don't know whether she did or not. I'm not saying she did. Allegedly, she hit him. He's trying to leave at this point. Her car has him blocked in, I believe. And she's pretending or actually trying to get her keys, which I can't say she's trying to get her keys because she's not going to where her keys are. She's just standing by her car yelling that she don't have her keys. At some point, what I believe happened is she steps in front of her vehicle and in back of his vehicle. There's like that much space at the moment, like before the car, I guess, rolled. And then at some point, the car rolls while it's back there and it goes on her leg, allegedly. So they're saying she got hit by the car rolled into her leg. You hear her screaming. I don't think any of this is funny, so I'm not laughing about this, just so we can be clear. I hope she gets better. I hope she's fine. I hope she's better. But there's something else that I wanted to discuss about this real quick. And that's just the toxicity of the situation, fam. People are saying that wouldn't happen if she had Duck with her. What wouldn't happen? She's dating a guy who she hits, and he's like, man, I want to get out of here. And then she's preventing the guy to leave, either by accident and or on purpose, and then an accident. I don't understand the part that wouldn't have happened. Maybe she wouldn't have slapped him that created the whole problem in the first place. People swing and attack you out of fear often. Often the first punch is thrown out of fear, just so we can be clear. Often, not always, obviously. So I don't know. Also, obviously he didn't what I'm thinking could have happened, just so we can be clear, is he was trying to get out. He probably had his foot on the brake, and for whatever the reason is, his foot probably lifted up off the brake and he rolled backwards. That could have happened. He could have been neutral or some shit. I didn't say she hit anybody with a car. I didn't say she hit anybody with a car. Just so we can be clear. Yeah, I didn't say he hit anybody with a car. No idea what you're talking about. So this is what I wanted to say. Like, it's the toxicity of the moment, fam. What up, breaking news? Today is the event. That's a fact. You pulling up? 5 to 9. I think it's 5 to 9 or 5 to 8. I don't have the card in front of me right now. Freaking, I don't think the dude hit on purpose, man. His foot could have came up off the damn brake, and it could have just went to neutral and rolled back on her. In any regard, if she got hit by the car, I hope she's doing better. Allegedly, she slapped him. I don't know if that's true. What the hell do I know? Allegedly, she slapped him. I don't know if that's true. And then he wanted to leave. And I do want to say this. A lot of domestic, because this is a domestic violence situation on both ends, but a lot of domestic violence happens when one person want to leave and the other person is trying to prevent. Sometimes people are trying to leave because they had a whole plan and they made the argument on purpose so they could go hang out with those other people. Don't get it confused. Women do that more than men. But a lot of times men want to leave, it's because, man, they just pissed off. Let the nigga go walk off, go cool off. Let him go do something else. I can't really talk from the female perspective. I just know I've heard a lot of females making plans all the time about how they're going to go argue with a nigga so they could go hang out with another nigga. Seems to be the thing. That's literally the first thing I assume whenever a female come to me with some argument that don't make sense. I'll say, you just arguing to argue. So you just arguing with me to argue. Okay. You must got something you want to go do. Can't believe Mark Jackson got fired. I'll be watching all ESPN and TNT basketball on mute from now until halftime pass game. I found it's weird that he got fired and Van Gundy got fired. And I mean, let's be honest. Those two with Mike Breen is like the best, right? So I found it interesting. So check this out. Ever thought about this? The NBA just wants them to come back to coaching, and they don't want to go back to coaching. They rather have those cushy jobs. Remember, the NBA is partners with ESPN. If they go back to coaching, that might be something that can shake up the NBA. Those are two coaches that know how to build the team from scratch, know how to protect players. When was the last time we had a bona fide superstar come into the league and then actually be able to play like a bona fide superstar without injury? Tori Mosey says they didn't like our political Mark and Jeff, especially going after refs calls. I'm going to agree and disagree with them. They've always been that way. So this is nothing new. They also just fired a whole bunch of people at ESPN, and I think that is 100% political. So are you saying that they might be involved in that little situation they got? I think a lot of people got fired on ESPN, and I 100% think it's political. And if you really pay attention, a lot of people that got fired are a lot of people that was talking shit about Trump. A lot of people that were pushing agendas. Remember, and this is not me going at any community, but remember, damn, would that answer be Tim Duncan? I can't think of anyone else who did get hurt. After reaching their stardom, damn, that's a good point. But I'm not saying didn't get hurt. I'm saying as much as chronically hurt. Like I wouldn't like Stephon Marbury got hurt, but he's not chronically hurt. He was able to recover, come back and play. I'm talking about people who are chronically hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like they just got to a point where they couldn't stay on the court. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Kobe got injured before, but obviously I'm not talking about Kobe. But think about how a lot of them were making a lot of political statements on their Instagram. Like I think Steven Jackson was set up. I think Steven Jackson was set up. I don't think Steven Jackson tweeted that shit out. I think Steven Jackson was set up. You don't think Steven Jackson was set up? Multiple people have control over these accounts, man. I think Steven Jackson was set up. Could I have just been a mistake by one of his assistants? Yeah, it could have just been a mistake. They thought they was on their troll account and they wasn't. That's why I don't have troll accounts. I have 0 troll accounts. I refuse. I got extra accounts that I use for just like reposts and stuff, but I have 0 troll accounts. I use 0 of my accounts to troll anyone, and I just wouldn't do that. If anybody is trolling you and pretending to be me, it's not me, fam. Tim Duncan is the greatest power forward of all time. I don't even use my Tim Duncan package anymore when I play basketball. Tim Duncan, greatest power forward of all time. Well, I don't got a point guard that's doing the pick and roll and stuff like that with me, so I wouldn't be able to. I mean, for the most part. You know what I'm saying? In any regard. So, no, I think they just want Mark and Jeff to go back to coaching, fam. Because I remember a couple of years ago, they was having an issue with their contract with ESPN when they had to re-up again. Am I the only one that remembers that? A couple of years ago, Mark Jackson and Van Gundy had an issue trying to re-up with ESPN. It was a couple of years ago. I think they want these guys to go back to coaching. They're working for you for free. You don't even realize it. Yeah, so I think they want these dudes to go back to coaching. We're talking about 2 of the best coaches in the history of the NBA, fam. We're talking about players coaches also. We're not just talking about coaches that know how to strategize. We're talking about players coaches. We're talking about coaches that know how to grow players. What up, Shaquem Goldman? Salute. We're talking about players that know how to grow players, man. We're talking about players that know how to groom players, man. We're talking about, coaches. We're not talking about regular coaches, man. The coaching in the NBA is not that good like it used to be. Remember when coaching used to be the shit? A coach used to be able to get you 10, 15 games. It's not the same, fam. I think they want those guys to go back to coaching, but I thought that before. So this could just be leftover opinions from that. I thought that before. It's like, yo, they want these guys to go back to coaching, man. These guys got to go back to coaching. I also think, and this is something that might be interesting, I also think the NBA might be trying to revert back to some of the rules where they allow more defense to be played. I wouldn't be surprised. And the reason why I'm saying this is because they just made the thing about the flop and turning that into a tech. So they want people to start playing defense. Also, just so we could be clear, the defensive flopping, to a degree, I understand why that became a necessity. Because if the offensive player could just throw his body into you and there's nothing that you could do back. Like, so we playing basketball yesterday and they had the tall kid that was out there. Y'all saw him. He was scoring a lot of baskets. He was scoring on me a lot also because all he was doing was lowering his shoulder and trying to ram into me. So what we doing? We playing rock'em sock'em robots on every basket. I'm just out here to play basketball, fam. I don't want to do that. Those are offensive fouls also. You can't just lower your shoulder and throw your body into the other player. And like, I'm not doing nothing. You can't just lower your shoulder and just ram yourself into me. You understand? Like, I understand what he's trying to do, but he's not doing it the appropriate way. Like, that's a foul. But, you know, he thought he was scoring a lot of points. No, it is what it is. He was having a good time. I didn't care. In any regard, the flop became necessary because offensive players was doing something tantamount to that. You know, they wasn't just ramming their shoulder into you, but they were getting advantages on the possessions because the defensive player couldn't do certain things. So the flop kind of became necessary. So I get it. So if you're removing the flop, then you have to allow people to play defense or everybody's going to foul out. So I'm assuming that they're going to allow for people to be able to play defense. I'm assuming. If you're going to allow for people to play defense, it would be smart to have better coaching in the NBA. Tell me where the lies at. Got two of the best coaches doing freaking play-by-play. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of them don't end up in New York. I hope one of them do. I don't even care which one, to be honest with you. I would like to have Mark Jackson, I guess, because he's never been a coach here. But I don't really care which one. Van Gundy's about 20, get you 20 wins. Mark Jackson will do about the same. So I don't really care which one. Van Gundy means if Van Gundy or Mark Jackson come coach this Knicks team that we currently have, we probably 3rd or 4th seed, lowest. I mean highest. Well, not highest. We could get to the 3rd or 4th seed. Because all of them BS games we lose, we're not gonna lose those BS games no more. We're not gonna lose the 50-50 games. We're gonna win those. Got the better coach. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We're 58 minutes into the show. I was thinking about walking outside. I don't know. I didn't eat this morning yet. Usually I want to walk outside like after I've done. I had like a snack or something. I ain't eat nothing today. So I don't feel like walking. Probably we go live later today in the afternoon. Well, we are definitely going live later today. And I got a thing I got to do. What up? What else y'all want to talk about? Put it into a chat. Another reason why I went live early. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it into the chat. I don't even watch that guy's page. What is he talking about? Before I kick you. I don't even watch that guy's page. I mentioned his name or Seti Nash. I literally have been talking about almost the same exact thing because we've been talking about the same exact subject for like 3 or 4 months. So what are you talking about? This is a thing that just happened. Everybody is probably talking about this if you're talking about YNW Melly. It's the latest thing. When niggas hate you so bad, fam, that they just really don't think that you have the right to do what every other person is doing because it's just the thing to do at the moment. Like the hate be so heavy, fam. Everybody that talks about YNW Melly is talking about this in their own way. What are you talking about? You're just gonna keep naming different YouTube content creators until you name one that I might look at every once in a while. That's what you do. Sheesh, man. I'm good. Anybody else want to go? Just let me know right now. I help you out the door, fam. Anybody else want to go? I help you out the door. Come on, let's go. Let's get it over with. Come on, let's get it over with. Fuck it, right? Everybody is allowed to talk about YNW Melly and this particular situation except for me. If I'm talking about it, I have to be talking about it because somebody else said it first. I can't just be talking about it because it's the thing to talk about. I don't know. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Whenever I know I'm about to get ready to kick somebody out, I don't say their name. Funny thing though, I was just about to mention so I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story. So the other day I'm out here mowing my lawn and shit, right? So I'm like doing whatever I'm doing. So I get a phone call from somebody that I know. He's some street dude. No disrespect. I'm not trying to disrespect him, right? But he did some weirdo shit. Let me tell you what happened. So calls me up and he has a page that he's doing. And he says that he wants some help with it. So I'm busy at the time. I'm mowing my lawn. I'm busy. So I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? You know, I mentioned your page. I don't really care. Like, I don't care about this shit. So I'm like, yeah, I mentioned your page. Don't worry about it. So I try to hang up because I'm going to go back to what I'm doing. But he's trying to have a whole conversation with me. So I sit there and I talk with him for a couple of minutes. So while we're talking, I realize, oh man, I got to accept money for this because I have to make this a contract. I can't just do it for them because that's how I get into trouble all these other times. I just try to help people and then they never grateful. So I got to accept some kind of payment. So I charge him $20. I'm going to yell out your page. Don't worry about it. Right? That's nothing. That's just, so it's an agreement. I could have said $1. I could have said 50 cents. Just anything. Just for an agreement. The wild thing is this. I accidentally made a mistake and said the dude's name wrong. I want to explain something. And this is the problem it is when people try to tell you something. This is why I just dub niggas. It's not because I got a problem with you. It's because once you start telling me something that I know is nonsense and you trying to tell it to me like it's not nonsense, I feel like you are purposely trying to lie to me and you trying to freaking gaslight me. Anytime anybody tell me anything that I'm looking at you like you should know better, I'm thinking you trying to gaslight me. Now, part of the problem I have is I probably know a lot more than the person I'm probably talking to often. So maybe that's why I be thinking people be gaslighting me sometimes. Maybe they just don't know. In any regard, I corrected the problem. I said the wrong name. I corrected the problem. And I apologized on live. After I did all of this, you know, the dudes start hitting me back, talking to me about how unprofessional I am. I need to explain something to you. Mistakes happen. Not just in media, but in life. Mistakes just happen. It happens all the time. Unprofessional would have been me not correcting the situation and then taking responsibility for it by saying that I made a mistake and that I was wrong. That's me taking responsibility for it. I made a mistake. I was wrong. I said the wrong name. I accidentally, well, and I'm like, well, I probably said the wrong name because I do know a money man. That's not an excuse. That's an explanation. That's a reason. An excuse would be you can't be mad at me. I know a dude with that name. So it was an honest mistake. That's an excuse. When I say you can't be angry, when I say that you can't be mad, when I try to minimize my responsibility in the situation, that is an excuse. An explanation or reason is not the same thing. If we don't talk about the reason why something happened, or if we don't discuss the explanation behind why something happened, how can we prevent it from happening in the future? So be mindful of those people that when you are not using an excuse, when you are accepting responsibility for the thing that you did, and at the same time, apologizing, and also, just so we could be clear, correcting. You can't give an excuse after all of that. There can only be an explanation. You've already accepted responsibility, fixed the problem, and apologized. You can't give an excuse after that. It can only be an explanation. Pay attention how people accept your words. How they accept your words tell you about how their heart is towards you. Just pay attention how people accept your words. Shout out the dude. I'm pretty sure he just wants to figure out a way to make videos talking shit about me or something. Like, that's the new thing. Niggas be in rocking chairs and still be out here trying to find beef with niggas over nothing. Over shit that ain't even important. What y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. Anything y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat. I mean, I guess I'm open for anything that is not about my personal business. If y'all want to step outside, I might step outside too. I'll put some socks on. I don't know. I'm up to whatever y'all want to do. What y'all want to do? What y'all want to talk about? We got 69 people in here. Come on, man. We got 70 people in here. Come on, man. What y'all trying to do? What y'all want to talk about? And my charge is good. And my battery, my other battery, my extra battery is pretty charged up also. So I was watching the video footage of me playing basketball the other day, right? So I get it. I see why people think I'm not, because I don't waste unnecessary energy. So I'll be ready and I'll be ready to go, but it probably just look like I just be standing there being lazy, but I'm not really being lazy. I'm just that quick that I'm ready to go, but I don't have to stand there to attention every second of every second. So I'm watching the game and I noticed that the dudes on my team at some point, they try to play like laid back and play like that. Not everybody could play like that, fam. Play the way you play. Not everybody could play like laid back. Like, not everybody could do that, fam. Play the way you play. I just thought that was interesting because I was watching the I thought this during the game also when we was playing the 21. That's why I just won the game real quick. I was trying to give one of them an opportunity to win the game, but that shit was just going on for too long. So I just finished it real quick. But I thought that was interesting. Don't try to do what I'm doing, fam. And I think that's why Like, don't try to play at my speed, fam. You should be, don't play at my speed. I play at my speed. I have so much more experience. I can play at this speed. The more experience you get, the slower everything starts looking. It's different. I got a lot of experience. No disrespect. I thought that was interesting because they were just like standing there, and I'm like, I know you think you know what I'm, but you're not doing what I'm doing. You're literally not doing what I'm doing. I'm done. I don't know what else we want to talk about. It's not even 10 o'clock yet, is it? Sheesh, I started the live dumb early this morning. I guess we'll go for a walk. Let's go for a walk. Yeah, some kid. I walked past some kid, and they was like, "Yo, they got some money." Somebody around here got like a bag on my head, and then I went to go give a different dude a pound, and he was just like trembling. I was like, "Huh? I guess they do." I got weirdos following me around to try to convince people I'm a person I'm not. I'm surprised I'm still here, to be honest with you. I would have suspected they would have been successful years ago. To be honest with you. I literally have people following me around trying to ruin my life. You know how pissed off they gotta be when I'm not, like when they see me smiling, walking down the block smiling. You know how pissed off they gotta be whenever they go watch one of our lives or something and people are treating me like I'm a human being. You know how pissed off they gotta be? Of course they plotting for my demise. They're like, yo, we can't get everybody that hate them. We're gonna just remove them from the planet. That's what I believe is going on. I don't know if I got a problem with that. My problem's over. You rocking these today? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I got a real big problem about that. Fuck it, right? Now let me snatch everything I need. That's literally why I don't be trying to holler at everything also. Let me tell y'all what happened. Hold on, I'm gonna tell y'all a story real quick. So people be wondering, like they be like, all right, so I'm gonna tell you some weirdo shit that happened. Hold on. How many people still in here? 77. Numbers went up. So the numbers go up when I leave the damn camera. I don't know how to feel about that. So hold on. Let me tell y'all what happened. Tell y'all some shit that happened. This is why I be honest. Because some people, they just want whatever they own, fam. Some people just think you're a bad person and there's nothing that can happen. They're never gonna think different. No matter how much proof they get or whatever. Because they've already made up their mind. Because they know you was never a bad person to begin with. They know you was always a good person. If you was a bad person, they wouldn't even have an issue with you. The issue with you is that you're not a bad person. That's the actual issue. So they need to convince people that you're a terrible individual. How else do you beat God? By convincing people that God is Satan. So how else do you defeat a person that's a good individual? By convincing people that that person's a bad individual. I thought I picked up my wallet. I didn't. Give me 1 second. Wow. All right, there we go. Sorry about that, y'all. Get my wallet and shit. Let me tell you what happened. It's an old story. I told y'all this story already. Just so you I get a little bit of understanding. Niggas is bugged. So there's a store I used to go to. I don't go to that store no more because I just don't like the energy in the store. Not for nothing. I'm not saying that they not good people, bad people. I don't know these people. I don't got the slightest idea, but I just don't like the energy in the store too tough. So I went to the store at this particular time. This is one of the reasons why I don't like the energy. So while I'm in the store, there's some dark-skinned chick just yelling at me, fam. Shit is crazy. When I first moved over here, just yelling at me, fam, to go kill myself, go jump off a building. She just yelling at me. She's bananas. So she do that like a couple of more times when the next couple of times she see me. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, all right, I'm just ignoring her, going about my business. Do you not know that a whole separate day, fam? You're a whole separate day, the same chick came outside all dudded up and tried to flirt with me. I said, nah, these niggas is dirty. You're right? I said, nah, these dudes is dirty. They trying to line me up, man. Oh shit, he getting some stuff done over there. I said, they trying to line me up, fam, and they think I'm stupid. Shit. What the fuck? Yeah, that shit was bugging. She never, I don't know what happened to her. She moved or some shit. I don't know what the fuck happened to her. I don't see her no more. Thank God. I don't know what happened to her. I hope she's okay. Wishing no bad on her. Yo, what up, Bad Lungs? Salute. Yeah, that shit was bugged, man. I keep trying to tell you, my life is different, fam. Like, there's always some weirdo shit going on. Y'all be thinking that I just be, like, avoid this shit. Like, nah, nigga, there's really always some weirdo shit going on. Niggas is crazy, fam. I don't get it. There's always somebody coming around me doing something and then trying to play the victim. So I don't really want to, I don't like interacting with people sometimes. Unless I know that you're not one of them people. And I interact with you all day. I don't know why you want me to go to the library for. I'll go to the library when I go to the library. I think the last time I was there, I was reading a book. Good one too, John Grissom. What? That shit was crazy. Shorty was just, that shit was bananas, fam. She was just like telling me to go jump off a building, just yelling at me, yelling it too, like just yelling it, just standing in back of me in line. I was just like, nah, I don't want to go to this stuff. Nah, this is the kind of people y'all got running around over here, fam. This is not my type of time. This is not my type of time. What up, D Block? Chillin'? This is not my type of time, fam. Totally. Good morning. Nice watering you're doing. You need to hit those at night though, you know that, right?
Really? The owners are telling me to do water.
No, you water them at night. That's why y'all got this issue right here going on.
Yeah?
Yeah, so what happens is at night where there's no sun, the water soaks the ground soaks up all the water.
Alright, maybe I'll start coming in the evening, maybe, yeah. Because in the morning it is annoying.
Yeah, the sun is out here. You cooking them right now.
Yeah.
The sun is gonna dry up. You're literally cooking them. Have a good day. She's a cutie. Young girl, probably high school kid or something. Yeah. Dude, I'm really a cool guy, man. Like, for real. Like, I'm cool, I'm pretty easy to talk to, and I'm not over-talking every fucking body. I hate that I do that. They're about to put something in over here. I wonder what they're gonna do over here. They're about to do something over here. A 30-year-old Floyd Mayweather or the Crawford we just witnessed. I have Floyd in his prime over any boxer in that weight class. Ever. I don't think I'm the guy to talk to about this. Ever. I have Floyd in his... Dude, that pull counter is undamn stoppable, fam. That pull counter is beastly. I need something like this. We need to get something going in our garden. We're going to get our garden going soon. Watch. I want to battle with these guys. That pull counter is serious. That shit is dangerous serious. When you know how to do that shit in the street, you're going to kill somebody. That shit is serious. There's other boxers that do the pull counter also. Don't get it confused. But I've never seen anybody do the pull counter like Floyd Mayweather. It's seamless. Like, because it's just seamless, man. I don't know how to put it. It's seamless. I don't know how to put it. Never seen nobody do the pull counter like that. I have Floyd over everybody in that weight class ever. Ever. I don't think nobody close, man. That's just my opinion. Alright, so when I watch Floyd, right? Alright. So when I watch Floyd, right? One of the main reasons why Floyd is able to evade the punches is because he's basically telling the guy where he's going to throw the punches at. So Floyd will open up. All right, so when you box, a lot of the shit that you do is not, you don't think it. A lot of the shit you do is automatic. You understand? It's like something happens and that's the trigger and you go. You're not thinking, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's all off of reflexes. That's why you have to train the way that you do so you don't have to think. You just do. That's why I stopped trying to fight niggas that box. This shit is not going to be careful. It's not a part of me. It's not a good look. So listen, pay attention. So what Floyd does is, Floyd does the thing that triggers your response to throw a punch. That's how he's able to so easily evade your punches. So nah, what's up, homie? All right. So nah, Floyd is different, fam. Floyd is convincing you to throw the punch that he is now gonna move out of the way of. He's convincing you to throw the punch that he's gonna now block and parry. He's convincing you to throw the punch that he's gonna now pull counter off of you. He is one of the most beautiful boxers to watch. And the fact that people give him so much shit because all they want to do is see people slug it out and get brain damage, it kills me. Floyd Mayweather is by far one of the most, not the most, but one of the most beautiful boxers to visually watch. I mean, that's just my opinion, fam. I'm busy there watching him fight, and by seeing what he's doing, you know what he's trying to get the other guy to do. Good morning, my brother. How you doing? Good?
Yeah, you're ready.
You know what he's trying to... So, Floyd Mayweather's on another level, fam. His defense is incredible because he influences your offense. He gets you to do the thing offensively that he wants you to do. I was balling at Kaiser the other day. I don't really go out there. They don't got enough trees, fam. They killing people, fam. They need to get more trees in Kaiser Park. I seen them kids out there. I think I still had the live on when I was talking to Coach Ziggy. Even Coach Ziggy said it. He said it was hot out there, fam. They need to get more trees in that park. So when the wind blows, the wind hits the tree leaves and that helps to cool off the environment. That's just science for you, fam. They need to get more trees in that park. Floyd was training Shakar yesterday. Shakar gonna take over boxing. Shakar's a beast. Nighttime, I should be doing the Tonight Show. I shouldn't be playing no damn basketball. The fuck? I'm not even... I gotta get back to doing the Tonight Show at night. What the fuck? Crawford gonna whoop Boots. And it's Bud Crawford is the superior boxer. And he's gonna be the superior boxer in many of these matches that he's gonna get into. Everybody always thinks speed. It's always speed. Yeah, but that boxer got more speed than this boxer. Adrian Broner has some of the fastest hands I've ever seen in my life, fam. He has no idea what to fucking do with them. He also doesn't have any head movement. That's another problem that I always tell y'all Spence has, and Spence is my dude. Has no head movement. If you don't have no head movement, if you throwing that jab and you trying to stick that jab and you don't have no head movement, you're going to get killed. If you trying to close the distance, how you closing the distance without any head movement? So that's one of the problems Spence always had, and that's why Bud Crawford killed him with the jab. I didn't even see the fight, and I can tell you that. What's up, my brother?
How we doing?
Salute, chilling. Already know. I didn't even see the fight, and I can tell you that. Shakar needs to beat someone we've heard of before you start giving him that title. Okay, so this is something that happens that we have to realize happens in boxing. When you're a young fighter and when you know and they know you deadly, they don't want to lose their O. Do you remember a couple of years when we had all of those other boxers that was coming out and it was basically talking about they were all fighting and all of them had O's and they was all fighting to see who was gonna keep it? I'm not gonna lie, boxing was so dope at that moment. Shout out to Crawford. Shout out to Keith Thurman. Shout out to Porter. That whole 147 was going bananas, fam. They was fighting whoever, whenever. Everybody was pulling up. Nobody was trying to duck no smoke. That whole 147 was bananas. Y'all remember that, right? That was like a couple of years ago. 147 was, but that's my favorite weight class. 147 was bananas, fam. Anyway, that's where I want boxing to go back, where it's not about just injuring people. You have people that were stylistically different. You had people with different styles. It was like, People were going into the match, and it wasn't just saying, I'm going to knock the guy out. They were going into the match, and they was talking about, like, it was just better. Like, it was more entertaining. I'm sorry to say. You don't really think Zab beat Floyd, though? No. I think that when somebody is an incredible at anything that they do, and another individual comes close, I think sometimes people want to just, because we love the underdog, I think sometimes we just want to give the person the win. I don't think Zab beat him. I don't think, who's the other dude? Madonna beat him. I think that both of those instances, they made close, good fights. And since none of us are used to Floyd Mayweather being in close, good fights, them niggas won. Copy? So I think that's the situation more than anything else. Copy? But no, I don't think Zab beat him. I don't think Zab beat him. I think it was just a really good, close fight. But also remember, I'm a Mayweather supporter, so maybe I might be a little bit biased. But I don't think I am. So Spence should have probably been away from 147 alone. Spence should have probably been away from 147 a long time ago. So I'm gonna agree with you on that. He might have a problem fighting at 147. That happens for people, for individuals that don't know. Remember, we got older, whatever the case is. So he might be having a problem fighting at 147. Remember, he's always been a weight bully on top of that. And if you also want to add what else, his legs looked really weak in that fight from a couple of clips that I saw. So it makes sense. Tori Movie says exactly. People want to avoid Shakur to make an excuse that he hasn't fought anyone so they can keep their undefeated record. Exactly. Thank you for understanding what I was saying, because I got into a whole different type of tangent. But basically, we're not living in the era anymore where people were ducking people that they thought that that they didn't want to fight yet. Because remember, the money reason why not to do it is, in the future, this is going to be a big fight. You know, if we're both 30-30, one of us is 30-0, another one is 36-0, this is going to be an incredible fight. So that's what, pardon me. So that's what the argument is probably. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the argument for holding off the fight is always going to be. You get what I'm saying? That's what it's always going to be. We're going to be able to get more money later because it's going to be a bigger fight. But if you consistently always do that, then the guy's not going to have nobody to fight. You can't then say that the guy didn't fight anybody. He fought who he could. You only could fight the person that gets in the ring with you, fam. No one wants to lose their first fight, so they avoided Shakur or offering him pennies. Anyone who doesn't see. They did the same thing to Mayweather. Mayweather had to take fucking chump change to get his first big fight. He had to take chump change, fam. Jason Elliott said, dude, he was offered the mandatory minimum because Haney turned it down. He went to the WBC and they basically told him, oh, wow. Well, I don't think Devin Haney wants to fight anybody right now. He doesn't even want to fight somebody that's not good. He had a terrible outing. He looked terrible. It wasn't a good look. I'm pretty sure Devin Haney doesn't want to fight anyone. So the fact that Shakur Stevenson even tried to pull up on him, I think they should have knew that that was a waste of their time. You understand? Come on, you good. I think they should have knew that that wasn't going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? He just got a fight that many people think that he should have lost, per se. But hell, it could be the same situation like what I just said. Wait, who just challenged the champ at 140? Ooh, this is nice and cool. So yeah, nah. If I was Devin Haney, I wouldn't want to fight Shakur either. If I was Devin Haney people, I wouldn't let him fight Shakur. He ain't ready for that. The fuck? He ain't gonna be stupid. Yeah, we not gonna be stupid. That don't make sense. What the fuck would you do that for? Haney moving up in weight to try to fight Regis, so he doesn't have to fight Shakur. Haney knew Shakur wasn't taking 25%. That was for sure. Yeah, sometimes people offer you some shit that you're not gonna take, so they could just say that you know what I'm saying. This person's ungrateful. What do you mean? Because I know my value, I know my worth. Remember, people are often gonna try to want you to devalue yourself. You understand? You don't have to devalue yourself. You don't have to take whatever anybody else is offering. That's one. Two, he's probably going to have to take shorts on one of these deals. And sometimes you just got to do that. You know you're going to whoop the guy. You take the short. You call it shit. But your whole team got to be down with that. That's exactly what I'm saying. Sometimes you just got to just take it. Remember, that's what Floyd Mayweather had to do. The situation was not that great with Floyd Mayweather. He had to take bullshit ass fight in order to get that first big win. Who was it that didn't offer him anything? Was it I forgot what it was. It wasn't De La Hoya, was it? That he was the B side on the De La Hoya fight, and it was just like they offered him no money. Was it the De La Hoya fight? De La Hoya, right? Knew it. He's the B side. They ain't offer him no money. So sometimes you just gotta do that, fam. It is what it is. I'm laughing, right? I'm trying to be a little bit more social to the people in the community. I'm trying to be more social. I'm laughing and shit. I'm trying to be more social. I'm actually a really, really social individual. I just like only being social with people I like. If I don't like you, I don't like being social with you. I don't want to spend time around people I don't like. Oh shoot, black cat. Sweet. I must have some good luck coming. Interesting. Tori Moses says, I can't wait for Loma or other fighters to finally fight Shakur so he can shut up all these naysayers. Jay Prince found another great one since he was Floyd Mayweather's manager early. Yeah, definitely, I agree. Definitely, I agree. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think Loma is gonna fight Shakur right now either. If I was Loma or Devin Haney, I would stay away from Shakur. Yeah, so I would just so we could be clear. Sometimes just keep being who you are, man. People are gonna see who you are. People are gonna see you. Just keep being who you are. People are gonna lie. They're gonna try to tarnish your name, especially if you got, especially not on some good shit. Just keep doing what you do, fam. People see. All of those people that was trying to throw dirt on your name. Remember, when you come out on the other side, all they gonna realize is that they buried themselves. What up, Guns? And salute Jack Rose, BB and family. If you are enjoying any aspect of this show today, you can pull up to the Cash App, the PayPal, and or the Super Chat. Right now, we're actually outside. So if you do pull up to the Super Chat, maybe we go get a thing. Maybe I'll review something. I don't know. We'll see what happens if you pull up to the Cash App. So you can pull up to the Cash App, the Super Chat, and or the PayPal. That dude just stopped real slow. Just some old dude. Nigga just stopped real slow and rolled past me. Also, you can pull up to our merch shop down low if you want to support in other ways, or you can join the green team. We're looking for, hey, Jason Elliott. I think part of our deal was you also joining the green team. You should have accepted the 25% for the chance of the undisputed. I agree. You're gonna have to take the shorts at one point or another. You might as well take the shorts when you're going against an opponent you know that you're going to defeat. Or because you also got to remember, he probably figures that's going to be his last big payday. So, of course, he probably figures that's going to be his last big payday. So, of course, he only want to give you 25%. Might be his last big payday. That's a fact, Tory Mosley. But Devin Haney, that might be his last big payday. So he's like, nah, we only give you 25%. Keep that shit in mind. Oh man, there was a situation that happened in Brooklyn recently. The first thing I want to say is that my heart goes out to the family. There was a young boy that drowned at the beach a couple of days ago. My heart goes out to their family. Definitely a tragedy. Apparently, I guess he got swept out in the wake. At some point, they don't know exactly what happened. So my heart goes out to them. Definitely a tragedy. I don't even know how to prepare against anything like that. I don't even swim myself. I almost drowned like a ton of times. But I saved myself every time. Apparently, I could save I don't know how to swim, but my survival instinct is on like 1 billion.
I'm trying to go crazy with it, you know what I'm saying? We're just trying to do the basic shit, you know?
How you doing today, my brother?
How you, man?
Chilling.
Okay?
Yeah, so he was like, what the hell he's talking to me for? So I wanted to say that, and I wanted to talk about a different situation real quick. I just want to bring this up. They had a gas station where some dude got stabbed because he was dancing, and some other guy didn't like the way he was dancing because I guess the guy was a part of the LGBTQ community. Like, how are you killing a nigga for that, fam? Like, you really gonna take somebody's life because they was dancing in a way that you don't agree with? That's bananas, man. People forget. Good morning. People forget when we was breakdancing, they didn't like that shit either. I'm not a part of that community. But that man has a right to dance wherever the hell he want to go fucking dance at. That's a fact. Unless there's a whole no dancing sign. Unless this is like that town from Footloose, he could go dance wherever the fuck he want to dance. So I hope they find that maniac, get him up off the street. It's bananas. Stabbed the dude at a gas station because the dude was playing Beyonce music and dancing. Like, what the hell, man? Then I thought about something. I said, I'm straight as shit. I better never try to dance in public because I might dance in public not thinking about it. I'm not trying to make fun of this guy's death. I'm sorry about that. But I might accidentally dance in public and then you don't know. So now we can't dance in public because some asshole might think that you're gay and he might help people that's a part of it. He might hate people that's gay. So all of us should probably not dance it, but I'm pretty sure those guys was doing it up. But you hear what my point is. My point is still the same. Devin is 23, 25 years old. Well, yeah, Loma fights very different. Loma is one of the most, probably one of the more visually stimulating boxers as far as he just boxes different. He has his own style. So I don't think you could ever really guess how well he's gonna do against other boxers or how well boxers is gonna do against him, because you don't really have nobody that fights his style. Like he has some of the wildest angles, like Pacquiao. Pacquiao used to fight with incredible angles and speed. Like there's no way you could really tell if somebody's gonna be successful against him or not. You understand what I'm saying? There's no way to tell. You can't tell. I know I always thought that Mayweather was going to beat him, but like I said before, when you box the way Mayweather boxes, you're literally, okay, so when we watch footage in a sport of another athlete because we're going to go up against them, we're watching that footage to find out what their tells are that can give us some kind of that could be a precursor to whatever that they're going to do that we're trying to prevent, right? So that's what we're doing, right? So, what's up? Sure. So when you have a boxer like Mayweather, who's been studying your tails, and you have some pretty big tails, usually just breezes right through. And if you're going to take this high profile position as he has, you're going to get scrutiny and you're going to have people. Oh man, Haney does not want Tank. Tank might kill him, fam. I am all for helping people, as y'all all know. But I don't understand why we keep calling in more migrants if we're not even going to help the homeless that we have here. There's homeless that's already here. This is the problems I have. We already have homeless here. Don't try to now, we're going to have a whole conversation about the migrant issue that you created. Because the migrant issue, they created. And the reason why I'm saying they created it is because they already knew that they couldn't even take care of the homeless that's already here. What in the hell, fam? Tank is out of jail. Tank is out of jail. He only had to do like 90 days, fam, or something like that. Yeah, so why in the hell are y'all shipping in migrants? Y'all got like 100,000 homeless already in New York City that y'all not taking care of. That's all I'm saying. Am I dick for that? Am I a dick for that? The Democrats, fam, they just create more problems. And then after they create the problem, then they complain about the problem that's been created. Created the problem. This is New York City, one of the most congested cities in the world. You're just gonna follow me around now. This is New York City, one of the most congested cities in the world. Why aren't y'all sending the migrants to like these small towns that need workers? There's small towns all over America that needs workers, that might have a factory or two in town, or they might need workers for crops, you know, workers for, you know, food or whatever. Why are they not shipping them to the places that need workers? Why in the hell are they shipping the freaking migrants to one of the most crowded cities in the freaking world? That doesn't even make sense, fam. I'm not trying to hate. We got 1 million homeless here, damn near. What are we doing for them? So could we figure out a way to help everybody? And if we can't help everybody, could we at least help the people who are currently here first? Is that fair? I already know why they shipping the migrants in. We all know why they shipping the migrants in. They want to replace niggas. I'm literally explaining right now. Why they on low key, I believe they trying to hope people die off from drugs and killing each other. Low key. How is challenging the champ at the next weight level? If you saw him at that Loma fight, he absolutely drained trying to make the weight. Well, is anybody going to talk about how this dude was drained? Spence. Spence looked drained if I ever saw anybody look drained. If I ever saw a boxer look drained, Spence looked drained, fam. Tell me what a lie. Spence looked sick. Also, Spence was in a car accident. We don't even know if he could recover from that shit. We don't really know. Spence was in a whole car accident, fam. Same thing happened to Keith Thurman. And then what happened? We don't even see Keith Thurman boxing no more, fam. We don't even see Keith Thurman boxing no more, fam. He's not even boxing. I was a big Keith Thurman fan. Mostly because he talked smack before the fight, and I just respect that. I respect when people talk smack before the thing and then do the thing, and then if they didn't win, stand by their words to the point where, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the other guy was the better fighter. You know, integrity. I fuck with that. So I always liked Thurman. Also, he was really technically sound. He had chinks in his armor like everybody do, but he was pretty technically sound. I like Thurman. Tori Mosey said, you're right about the migrant situation. Frost front desk ladies used to mostly black women, and they're mostly Spanish and Asian. No. Us as a community, we're losing out on a lot of jobs because we're not bilingual. All right, so there's other things going on. We're not bilingual much. So we're losing out on a lot of jobs and shit like that. Yeah, what's up? Who buying me a blueberry muffin this morning? I'm about to go cop me some coffee. Who popping me a muffin this morning? Let's get me a muffin this morning. Fucking, yeah, so A lot of us black people are losing out on jobs because we're not bilingual, fam. This is nothing new. It's been happening. We're not bilingual. You got people out here now that speak 3 and 4 languages, fam. Who you gonna hire? The 2 people with complimentary resumes, but one person speaks 3 languages and the other person don't only speak 1 language. Like, even if the speaking of the language is it don't matter. So that's been a problem that we've been going through. That's been an issue. That's been a situation. This is nothing new. Why is everybody almost walking dead into me, fam? Like, everybody think it's a struggle, like it's a war. Yeah, so, but as far as the migrant situation, that's my beef. Like, we live in the most populated city in America, fam. We have population issues here. And you trying to tell me y'all gonna just keep bringing in more people while we not even taking care of the people that's already here? Who idea was, oh, it was the Democrats' idea. Copy. Not a problem. Democrats. I have a whole event today. Nobody's gonna pull up and wish me well and show me support to the stuff that we gotta do. Sheesh. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Didn't one of the Charlo brothers just smacked up? By who, that dude, Grant or something like that? And behind stage at the Spence fight? I don't like that the Charlo brothers is always talking on other fighters. I don't like that the Charlo brothers is always talking on other fighters. I don't like that none. I've seen them fight a couple of times, and when I've seen the Charlo brothers fight, at least the times I've seen them fight, they weren't really fighting nobody, fam. They wasn't even fighting nobody. Like, it was... One time, dude had an interesting fight against a guy that looked like he didn't even have a... He was the equivalent... He was the equivalent, just so we could be clear, he was the equivalent of a basketball player in the NBA only having one hand. They only could go left. And he can't go right that well. He was like the equivalent of that. Pardon me? Okay. You say you don't want to be on camera. Okay. You know I don't force any. You need to get back over here.
Yeah, I seen that.
All right, finish what you're doing. Yeah, finish what you're doing, homie. What up to the few? Breaking news sound like he on the run. Y'all never know, fam. Give me 1 second. They have this. Oh, I already showed y'all. It was at the crib. The creamer that I use when I'm at home, and it is. So I've been putting hot chocolate in my coffee lately when I go to the other coffee spot. I miss hot chocolate. I think I'm gonna. Sheesh. I think I'm gonna start actually drinking more hot chocolate. No, chocolate is just good for you. Literally, chocolate is good for you. It has redeeming qualities, nutritional qualities. Redeeming. Yeah, so he was fighting some dude. The dude didn't even look like, I don't know, it looked, he just didn't look very coordinated. And I forget which Charlo brother it was, but he was having a hard time with him. I was like, what in the hell? And it was one of the first times I saw the Charlo brother fight. So,
I need some napkins.
so I'm like, what in the hell? Alright. Pardon me. Thank you. What's up, my brother? How you doing today? Alright. Thank you. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Appreciate you. I'm sorry, I don't. Okay. Oh, you talking about dark chocolate is good for you, not milk chocolate. Copy. What up, Judah? You walking back, yes. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. If anybody is enjoying any aspect of this show, or you would just like to show some kind of support to the BBN Network, you could always pull up to the Cash App, the Super Chat, and or the PayPal. We can sure use some support today. Pull up. Mama Duck. So allegedly, these are all allegations. I was not there, so I can't speak on what actually happened, obviously. Allegedly, There was a situation between her and her boyfriend. She allegedly assaulted him, slapped him or something or other. And then he was trying to leave. And while he was trying to leave, her car was parked in back of his, I believe they're saying. At some point, his car backed up and her leg was between his car and her car. Just toxic shit, fam. This is what happened when y'all choose to date toxic people and choose to have toxic relationships. Sometimes people get hit with cars. That's just it. I don't know what to tell you. Y'all busy out here choosing these toxic ass situations. Which is wild bananas. I didn't even know somebody was dating them. Shout out to that shit. I have a ton of jokes, but I'm not going to tell any. Just know that one was a Make-A-Wish joke. I be wanting to say shit, and it be all in humor, but I know it don't be nice, so I don't say it. But I be flaming these motherfuckers in my brain, I promise you. I have no idea how she's currently doing. I hope she's doing well. I hope she's all right. She was screaming, my leg, my leg. I've been in shock before. When you're in shock, you don't do that. So I don't think she was in shock. So hopefully it's not as bad as it could be. Hopefully it's not that bad. I put a chainsaw through my own leg. By accident. Maybe I shouldn't have had that long pause. Yeah, I put a chainsaw through my own leg. It sucked. I also refused to take the damn medicine they gave me for pain because I thought they might try to hook me on some kind of drugs. So I refused to take the medicine, the pain medicine they gave me. I refused to take it. So, yeah, I think I only took like two of the damn pills all together. I just refused to take them. Yeah, nah, I said, fuck that shit. You're gonna try to get me hooked on something, and then the next thing I know, I got some drug problem. So I didn't take the pain medicine. I put the chainsaw through my leg. They sewed me up. I came home. Shout out to Shanine. I was dating Shanine at that time. She took really good care of me. Shout out to Shanine. I mean, literally, I was working and allowing her to stay an at-home wife or at-home girlfriend. She didn't have to work. I was making enough money to support everybody, and you know, we was living pretty decent. Or I was making enough money to contribute to the household finances, and we was in a good situation. She was in a good situation. Shout out to Shanine. She was cool. Super pretty. Model looks. Super pretty. I ended up seeing her. I didn't date her no more. And then I ended up seeing her probably like, what's that, 22, 23. So I ended up seeing her about 16 years after we dated or whatever. Still fine. Still fine. It's like, all right, I know how to pick them. I'm too picky, but you know, fuck it. Only the sweetest grapes. This is what we rocking today, by the way. What up, King Job? What we talking about? Put it in the chat. Let me put it in the phone. Put it in the chat. Yeah, man. Still fine. I ain't gonna lie. Every time I see it, like some chick that I used to date, and they either still look similar to how they used to look, or they still fine, I feel good for it. I'm just gonna give it a stack. I feel good. Like I was saying that at one point. Shout out to her. She kept it together. But generally speaking, most of the chicks I date are athletes, so or athletic and shit like that, so they usually still be in condition. Like it's rare. It happens. I'm just saying it's rare. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Yeah, and the chainsaw thing is real. I put a chainsaw through my leg. Ah, fuck. So my shit just said y'all just went live. Can y'all check and see if I'm on private or something? I don't know if my YouTube, my Instagram, my YouTube just could have fucked up. We got 69 people in the room. Hit that like button.
The first thing was
Okay, I'm looking to make sure we. What we talking about, fam? Do you understand how pissed off people are at me? We're not even really talking about nothing. We just been bullshitting and hanging out for the last who knows how long. We got 80 people in here, and we just bullshitting and talking and walking. Do you understand how these niggas is mad at me? I didn't do anything to these motherfuckers. Dude, we just hanging out and walking. We got 79 people in the chat. You know how hard they gotta work to get 10? They ain't do nothing to these fucking people, fam. They just not interesting. And the only way they could be interesting is if they talk about me. Shit I could do about that. I wanted to do. Oh, I gotta put my charger in. Give me 1 second. Nope, don't even gotta put the charger in. This is working pretty well. I had somebody say they gonna come to my neighborhood in badmouth. Dude, these people see me every day. I'm a pretty nice guy. I don't think that's gonna work out the way you think it is. Yeah, okay, you're gonna get the ignorant people to not like me. Thank you. I don't really want to talk to them niggas anyway. So I don't know. I don't really want to talk to the ignorant people anyway. I don't sit around and make fun of people for a living. I don't sit around and find it humorous to make fun of somebody's deficiencies. So why would I hang out with or want to be around or associate with anybody that I believe is doing that? Just so we can be clear. So that don't make sense. Right? So shout out to all the individuals. Hope y'all out there winning. I don't know what to tell you. Pardon me. Thought that was some lady behind me and shit. So pardon me. Shout out to that shit. Let's wipe this off. And do we plug the phone in yet? Let's plug the phone in right now. Now we don't need to. Now we know. Might be able to make it back to the crib and not plug the phone in at all. What we talking about? Put it in the chat. What we talking about? Put it in the chat. You talking about whatever? I'm talking about whatever y'all talking about. I ain't talking about that. We got 73 people in here. Hit that like button. Let's send out some notifications. Imagine a motherfucker trying to tell you that people don't like me and you like me. Think about that for a moment. Imagine a motherfucker trying to tell you that people don't like me and you like me. Think about that for a moment. What we talking about? Boxing, basketball, hip-hop, politics. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. You know it don't matter. I got it. I think this is that lady I be seeing. She has a nice shape. Very nice shape. I don't know if they're gonna have carnival stuff. Good morning. I don't know if they're gonna have carnival stuff. I would definitely hit that. Absolutely. I'm not sure if they're gonna have carnival attractions. I don't know if that's what it is specifically. I do know that they're gonna have like a lot of different. Okay, so for anybody, okay, so definitely, okay, so I have a flyer. The flyer is already up. It's on my BBN Instagram. It's on my BBN Instagram and on my Jack Frost Instagram and on all the Instagrams that are associated with this particular platform. Generally, actually, it says everything on there that they're gonna have. They're gonna have food. They're gonna have festivities. They're gonna have games. It says everything on there gonna have. But there's also gonna be a basketball game against the community and the police. So the police is also going to be out there having a basketball game. I'm assuming I'm going to be playing in said game because I'm Jack. It's my court. What's up, my brother? All right. So I'm assuming I'm going to be playing in said game. I'm Jack. Trying to tell you. Imagine telling a nigga everybody hate me and they like me. Imagine that shit. So you just be out here lying. Just be lying. Just lying. You out here doing the Thundercats theme every time you pull up the Thundercats theme play. That's what's happening? Oh man, morning my brother.
Morning.
All right. Is that what's happening? Morning, my brother.
Morning.
Is that what happening? Every time you pull up the Thundercats theme play. Rawr, Thundercats. Is out here lying? That's what we doing?
This truck? Oh, he got garbage. Oh.
That's what. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing today? Out here working early. Shout out to these guys. I don't know if they wanted to be on camera. I didn't think about that. I didn't mean to, but they at work. They shouldn't fine. I didn't think about it though. My apologies. I hope I ain't get nobody on camera that didn't want to be on camera. And the only reason why I think like this is because I had that other situation on that other street where the guy wanted to have a whole argument with me and I didn't even put the nigga on camera. You understand? So I'm trying not to really get nobody on camera because of situations like that. I know most people don't care, but there's just people that want to have a problem with you and start a situation. I'm trying to avoid all of those situations. I know most people don't care. But remember, the people that hate me, they're sitting around waiting to see when I'm going to try to integrate with y'all guys, when I'm going to try to do something with y'all guys, so they can try to get involved in those situations and turn those situations negative. You understand what I'm saying? So unless I have people when they're trying to turn those situations negative that's going to say something, I got to say something. And whenever I say something, they're going to play the victim. So I'll be like, fuck. So I'll be like, fuck it. I'd rather just not deal with it. Morning, gentlemen. So I'll be like, yo, fuck it. I'd rather not deal with it.
I just bounced into it.
That energy. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. And I think I choose cute over almost all other things when I'm like picking like chicks that I generally date. Usually be like cute before everything else. Not for nothing. Shout out to Level Ups. It's good morning, Frost. Morning to you, my brother. Salute. We out here trying to get some people to drop something in the Cash App. That's what we out here doing. We trying to get some people to drop something into the Cash App. We like, yo, who want to be the first one? We need to get me a suit, a tuxedo. We need to get me a tuxedo. I need a tuxedo. We need to get me a tuxedo. Somebody put my email in the chat. My email is Bronx Broadcasting Network. Somebody put my email in the chat. I got an admin in here, right? Bronx, BRONX, Broadcasting, BROADCASTING, Network, NETWORK, at gmail.com. I remember I always thought I was terrible at spelling, right? So we had spelling bees, and I always did bad at spelling bees. Just always did bad at spelling bees. I'm shit at spelling. Right? There we go. Appreciate you. That's a Gmail right there with no spaces. So I ain't shit at spelling, right? I'm pretty bad at spelling. So check out why I think I'm bad at spelling. I need y'all to pay attention to this. So the majority of my teachers that I had growing up, English was not their first language. Boom. I'm from the Bronx. So a majority of the teachers that I had growing up, this first language was some Spanish speaking, was Spanish of wherever they're from. Not everybody was Puerto Rican and not everybody was Dominican. I had this one Cuban teacher. With that being said, one of the ways that they teach us how to spell is to sound the word out. You get it? Now do you know why I'm such a bad speller? Appreciate you. Now you know why I'm such a bad speller? I didn't get no alert yet. When they give me an alert, I'll call it out. Now you know why I'm such a bad speller? Sheesh. Terrible speller. I'm not terrible. I'm terrible by my standards. I'm terrible, but I'm not a bad speller. Because when I'm sounding out the words, I'm sounding it out, especially like when I was growing up and I was in school, the sounds that I'm making ain't English sounds. I'm sounding it out, and I'm sounding it out with like the Spanish accent from wherever that teacher's from. So how the fuck am I sounding it out to figure out how to spell it? Go on 1 second, be right back. I hope they don't kick y'all. Back. Yeah, that shit didn't go through, level up. You probably gotta hit a button. Anyway. Should I use the bathroom? I was rushing. Pardon me, I'm sorry about that. When I'm in the house, I could blow my nose. I'm outside, I don't got nothing to blow my nose in. Niggas is pissed. Yo, why can't I be cool like Jack Frost and people want to hang out in my live? I'm gonna go talk shit about Jack and hate on him. Niggas really be thinking like that. I'm gonna go hang out at the courts where Jack Frost play at, so I can yell at him from a distance. I'm gonna go to the supermarket where Jack Frost be at, so I can yell at him as he walks through the aisles. Like, I live a different life, man. I live a different life, man. I live a different life. Like, you gotta really walk around and just say, all the bullshit that come to me, I just gotta walk away from it. Because there's just so much bullshit that I can't engage in all of this stupid shit. Like, you just can't. Just too much stupid shit is happening. You can't engage in all of it. It don't make sense. It's too much stupid shit, fam. You don't know what's real or fake. You don't know what's real or fake. Sheesh. Yeah, you don't know what's real or fake. There's always just so much stupid shit that don't make no sense happening. You're like, what the fuck? That don't make no sense. How did that go on? So you don't never know. Some chick walked past me. I don't know her age. That might be a 17-year-old girl. I might be getting in trouble. I don't know. I don't know. I tried to turn around. She has a body like a little teenager, but she might not be a teenager. How the fuck do I know? See, I don't know. See, don't say nothing to nobody. You don't have those problems. Oh, shit. The music is going to kill me. Morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing today? Good? Appreciate y'all. How y'all doing today? All right. Yeah, the music is gonna kill us. You know, YouTube is gonna smack us in the face. I gotta figure out how to get YouTube to not fuck with me when I play music. Because I do want to play music. My music, if not any other music. I mean, I don't mind when other people play music. It's just the YouTube issue that pisses me off. That's it. Hey, look at the little cutie. Look at the little cutie. Look at the little cutie. What we talking about? Dude, none of y'all's talking. It's like 70-something of y'all in here. What do y'all want to talk about? What the fuck, man? No disrespect. It's like 70 or something of y'all in here. What do y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Just point me in the direction, damn it. They're just watching me. Point me in the direction. What's a charge? Sheesh. I'm trying to 33%. Alright, I was trying to see how much charge out of my phone. Yeah, point me in the damn direction, fam. What the hell? You don't hate when people staring at you, you catch them in the name. It's all good. It happens to me a lot. Sometimes people catch me. I stare. I stare like a motherfucker. I stare like a motherfucker.
She saw those crutches going, girl. Hi, baby.
We got 66 people in the room. Hit that like button. Send out some notifications. All right, fuck it. I got a topic. I just think of something. You rat bastards. Nobody's gonna help me. Are y'all commenting and I can't see it? Hold on. There we go. Y'all was commenting and I couldn't see your comments. I want to apologize. All right, hold on. Catch up. What the hell did I say? Niggas is just weirdos. Niggas is weirdos. Dude, I literally have people that follow me around and just yell shit at me. It's bananas. I've never seen nothing like this except for in fucking movies, man. All right? I've never seen anything like this except for in movies. I literally have people that follow me around and yell shit at me. It's bananas, man. If y'all had the live up, y'all seen it with your own eyes or your ears if y'all was able to hear. I keep trying to tell y'all that my life is, and they think I'm wrong, by the way. The people that's following me around yelling at me, they're convincing other people that I'm wrong. I'm not sure what I'm wrong about, but apparently I'm wrong. I don't even know why they're yelling at me, to be honest with you. They just doing it. Anyway, Smoke King, what up, Smoke King? He says, yo, what up, Midday BBN family? What's up, Frost? Salute. Everything Blue says, if I found out my friend was emotionally invested in another male's life, I would beat the... Dude! We have too much femininity in the world right now. And this is not by fault. And I'm not saying the women are being too feminine. Our women are being too masculine half of the time. But men are just women. And it make a lot of us look like we being a sucker. Because we don't want to give in to the fucking emotional problems that these niggas be having that be full-blown men. I grew up in the era where a man didn't look at another man and then talk about and hate on them. Like, you just didn't do that. But we live in an era right now where hating on the next person is the easiest way to be popular. The easiest way to be popular is to go around somebody and talk shit about another nigga. This is bananas. Tell me where the lie at. This is the world we live in now. Because everybody is just giving in and gave up to failure. They're not trying to do better. So they just want to complain about the people that they think is doing better than them. That's what's happening. This is really a psychological warfare that's been done on our community to make our community believe that we cannot excel and do better than whatever we are currently doing. People believe that they can't do better, so they don't try. And that's how they get you stuck in whatever job that you're at. Not that your job is bad. All jobs are good. Go out there and work. But if everybody decided that they were going to go tap into their innermost self, if everybody decided that they was going to go tap into their innermost self and that they weren't going to go and just settle for anything, nobody's going to settle. Do you not understand how many places that people won't have employment? We have so many problems and so many issues. So I get it. Believe me when I tell you I get it. But because they had to create a situation like that, what it does is it makes people in our community, they don't feel like they could do better. They don't try to do better. They just, whatever they get, they're going to be happy with. You know, I can't tell you that I've never felt like that in my life. There's been points in my life where I 100% felt like that. There's been points in my life where I've had a nice job, I've had a nice apartment, I was living nice, all of my bills, everything was paid, and I was just satisfied. And I didn't even think about wanting more for myself. It wasn't even a thought. It wasn't like, that didn't even enter my brain. I didn't even consider doing something to bring in more money. I didn't even consider to do something to bring in more wealth. I didn't even consider doing anything to get closer to the Most High. I was just happy with where I'm at. And sometimes that's what we have to fight. We got to fight that. And what do you think is going on when people are hating on other individuals? They so busy, don't want to try harder to remove themselves from their situation, but they want their situation to look better in contrast to the next man's situation. That's all. They don't want to put in the work to improve their situation. They rather put in the work to make somebody else's situation look like less than what it is. Manipulation, fam. All Satan work. Tell me where the lie at. I'm listening. Pardon me. I was watching an interview with Ack and his feelings about Charlemagne on Joe Budden. How much do you respect your OGs for not showing back the love? What you mean by that? Explain that real quick, Tunes. I want to make sure that I'm on point. Yes, the Mama Duck thing is insane. See, I don't know if the Mama Duck situation, I don't know if dude backed up into him or he took his foot off of the gas. He could have they're busy arguing, fam, and he's in the car. He could have had the car in neutral by accident, took his foot off of the gas and the shit rolled backwards. We don't know if he did that on purpose. And this is what I be trying to say when we're discussing these situations. A lot of times we take information as a fact when it's not a fact. It's just something that somebody is saying. So that's sometimes how we got to accept this information. Not everything is a fact. It's a fact somebody said it, but it's not a fact that it happened. What up, Arthur D. Glass? See what else we got going on over here. Nick the Slick says, that's real talk. Real men don't do that. Men worrying about another man. Dude, I can't even understand how these dudes get on the internet and talk about another dude all day. And nobody isn't looking at them like, not that it's a problem, but you might be gay. Like, how are y'all not telling these people that? Like, dude, you've been talking about this guy for 3 months now, primarily. You're not really talking about no one else. This is the only guy you're talking about. This is obviously you got other things going on. Does this guy know about those other things? He might not be down with your agenda. I am not down with that agenda. You can do what you want, but that's not my thing. Sheesh. Tune says, mean when you glowing up, people not going to show love because you on the way up. Yes, I agree with that. People sometimes don't like to show love when you winning. When you about the Europe. This is open or no? This one. Boom. Appreciate you. How you doing today, my brother? Excellent. Salute. Level Up said, yo, Level Up, that didn't come through. You sure you hit the button? Level Up says, at this point, Mama Duck needs to start rapping. First of all, I'm going to say this. I'm 100% against all of these people that become parents and decide they're going to act like children with their children. I'm 100% against that. So the shit that Mama Duck is doing she's now all of a sudden with that whole she's street and she gang, and then 1 minute she not street and then she's not gang, and then the next minute, that's all lame. I'm sorry. I don't dislike the woman. I don't know the woman. I'm not saying she lame. I'm saying that energy is lame. Let's stop putting that energy out there in the world. Let's stop being sometime gangsters. Let's start being all-time real people. That's it. Let's just be all the time. Let's be real people. She do that. 1 minute she gang, and then the next minute she ain't. You somebody mother. He lost his life. When he was still here, maybe you should have gave him different tutelage. Maybe you should have, maybe you should have gave him different advice. Maybe you should have mentored him a little bit differently. Maybe he'd still be here. So, I'm not here for whatever she's talking about. No disrespect to her, but I'm never here for these parents, because those are the main parents that got these kids out here doing all the bullshit. Those are the main parents that ain't paying attention to their kids when their kids is out here doing all of the stuff that they doing that they not supposed to be doing. Them same parents that want to be kids with their own kids. Tell me where the lie at. Them dudes got female tendencies. My dude, if you getting on live every single day to talk about another dude and what another dude is doing and how much money another dude is making and how you don't want the other dude to get donations and how this and this, and how is that not female tendencies, dude? You do understand most of the things they call me a sucker for and they call me pussy for is me not wanting to play these women games, right? You do know that's mostly what this is about, right? I don't want to play these women games with them, so they try to call me out of my name. All right? You do know that's what happens, right? They try to play all of these men try to play these games that women generally play. I don't want to play them. Oh, that might be what it is. Yeah, so I don't want to play them. I don't want to play none of these women games with y'all. I'm not going to want to play them now. I'm not going to want to play them tomorrow. I'm not going to want to play them next week. You understand? I don't want to play none of these women games. Dude, I literally have people that follow me around to yell negative things at me in public. Real talk. Y'all have seen it on camera more than once. More than once. Y'all have seen that on camera. Remember when the black chicks was walking past me and just started yelling shit at me? Y'all have seen it on camera more than once, fam. I'm not exaggerating. These are not lies, fam. This is not, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not lies. How many other people you know that do social media that got people stalking them the way that I'm being stalked and they still stay on their grind, fam? How many? How many would have already had given up? How many already would have had to quit it? Not pissed off they are haven't quit? Nah, I'm not wishing. I'm wishing knowledge and wisdom on that old lady that did that bullshit. I'm wishing knowledge and wisdom on her. She obviously has some very impressionable young men that listen to her every word. So if we could get knowledge and wisdom to her, then we could get knowledge and wisdom to them young men. So I'm wishing knowledge and wisdom for her. Right? That's what you wish for people who have influence like she does. She has influence to be able to get a young man to go do something that might be questionable. Maybe if she had different information or a different attitude, maybe she could also encourage that young man to go do something for his life that'll, you know, be big up his life, encourage his life, improve his life. So now we're not gonna hate on that lady. We're not gonna, well, you're not hating on her, but we're gonna try to give her the appropriate energy back. And the appropriate energy is always God's energy. Who got the same mentality as the oh, you're talking about homegirl. Well, I don't know. We don't know what mentality that library lady have. I don't really want to go in on that lady. All right. We only seen one incident. I don't really want to go in on that lady. We spoke about that lady multiple times before. That was just one incident. Maybe she really did think I was homeless. So maybe she really did think I was a drug addict because of the people that's calling. So she could have just had bad information and she acted on that information. Somebody's in my house. She just had bad information and she acted on that bad information. That's what I keep trying to tell you. These people that's running around trying to ruin my life, they're actually getting other people to do things that's fucking with their life and messing their life up. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all. These people are not good people. Hold on, let me get some. Good morning.
Good morning.
Apologize about the door thing. I messed up. I did a bad thing the other day by accident. We're gonna go get into some shade. There's a nice tree over here. We're gonna go get under. Nice shade. Oh, this is nice shade right here too. Yeah, but they got a baby in there. I might be bothering the baby. Let me go get some nice shade over here. We're gonna finish our conversation. Dude, how long we had a YouTube channel? When have you ever seen me dedicate my channel to talking trash about any person? Nevertheless, a single man. And what I mean by that is to dedicate it to bashing someone. I'm not even that energy, fam. Like, we're not even on it like that. Like, why? We don't want to. We want to lift people up. We want to big people up. Also, as far as that lady is concerned, I got to come get this lawn today. I got to finish the lawn today. There's some stuff. I was looking for a thing. Cutie. Yeah, I got to go finish this lawn today. That's one of the reasons why I started the live early. Okay, we got a good spot over here under this tree. The tree's a nice spot. And then I'll respond. So that the lady that situation happened with in the library, let's be perfectly honest, she might be a good person. We really don't know. Remember, those people tricked her into believing I was a person that I wasn't. So she acted accordingly to what she believed. So to be all fair to her, just to be fair to her, she acted accordingly to what she believed. Those people told her I was a bad person. She believed them. You understand? They told her a lie. She acted off of the lie. Sorry about that. I hit a button. They told her a lie and she acted off of the lie. Let's just understand that is what happened in that particular situation with the library lady. She was told a lie and she acted off of the lie. I keep trying to tell you, these people that is trying to ruin my life, like, these are really bad people. These are not good people, man. Let me make sure I got this on the right camera real quick. Yeah, I did. Yeah, these are not good people, fam. These are legitimately not good people. These are legitimately people that have mental health disorders, and that's how come they're able to get all of these little kids to help them. Because who else are they going to manipulate easily but little kids? Who else? We got 92 people in the room. Hit that like button. Let's send out some notifications. Oh, I gotta plug this in. Son, imagine someone not from this culture dedicating their whole life to frost every single day. No, that particular guy, that's a lot of racism involved in that also, by the way. That particular guy you talking about, there's a lot of racism involved over there. That's a long story, though. Yeah, there's a lot of racism involved there. Some of the stuff that I'm experiencing online has to deal with races. Literally. Some people are mad. I'm trying to say that black people need to get together and shit like that. It is what it is. I think all people need to get together. I think all people need to get together collectively. And I think whatever the demographic that you belong to, I think that you also need to be collective with them. Y'all need to be able to get together also. I mean, that's... So I don't understand what all the issues is. You understand what I'm saying, if that makes sense? Let me see what this comment says. Nick the Slick said, we will provide counseling for all the gay boys. It's not your fault. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I could do, fam. There's nothing I could do. Like, y'all see me. I be live. I be outside. What part of me says any of this shit that niggas say about me is true? Like, what part? Like, you know what I'm saying? None of it. So I don't know what to tell you. What else y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We're out here under the tree, in the shade. What y'all want to talk about? Put it in the chat. Yeah, so I don't want to really badmouth. We spoke enough on the lady from the library. I mean, being perfectly honest about it, obviously the people called up and lied to her. It's a shame she believed it. That's the shame, that she was so eager to believe just a lie somebody just called up on the phone and told her. It's a shame that she was so eager to believe it. But let's say what it is, you know? Somebody lied to her. Those same people are going around my neighborhood trying to lie to the people in my neighborhood. Those same people get kids to follow me to the park. Those same people get people to follow me to the fucking supermarket. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. Forrest, do you think AI is gonna ruin the economy? Okay, first, somebody has already told y'all that all of these job situations was gonna happen. Somebody told y'all that there was gonna be job problems in the future. Somebody told y'all a lot of people were gonna get fired. Somebody told y'all that these jobs weren't gonna exist. Somebody's been telling y'all this for a couple of years now. My apologies about the camera. I got to get my screen replaced. But somebody's been telling y'all about this. Could somebody check and see if my video's on private? Could somebody please check and see if my video's on private? And if it says on private, DM me. Because I see y'all getting kicked. Somebody messes with my account every time the numbers go up near 100, so it never looks like I got a lot of people in the room. That's what I think is happening, because every time I get up around 100, everybody start getting kicked. I'm not 100% sure why that keeps happening. If anybody does get kicked, you just come back and let me know you were kicked. So I say all that to say this, and I want to be honest. So Donald Trump has been trying to tell y'all that the Democrats have a depopulation plan. He doesn't say the Democrats, he says the elites, right? So Donald Trump has been telling everybody for how long that the elites have a plan. They want to depopulate the earth. I'm not saying that this is the thing that's happening. I'm saying that there was a person that brought this up previously, right? So let's say you was going to get rid of 3/4 of the population. What 3/4 of the population would that be? So now hold on. Let's have a different conversation for a second. Let's talk about Star Wars. So Star Wars had an episode. It was of morning. All right. Star Wars had an episode. It was on The Mandalorian season 3. It was an episode where they had Jack Black in it, and it had what's the shorty that sing that plays the flute? Forgot her name. In that episode, what it was about was a possible robot rebellion. Hold on, stay with me. In this particular society that it was, nobody had a job, nobody worked. It was a socialist society where nobody had a job and nobody had to work. The robots did all of the work. So now what did they just send to New York City? What are they importing from other countries? They're bringing in a new workforce. Workers that's not going to complain about doing the job. They're just going to do it. They're bringing in people from underprivileged or different countries that believe in the American dream, because the American dream is what keeps the fuel. What the American dream is what stokes the fire for America's ascension. The American dream has to be believed. And the American dream is anybody can make it as long as you work hard enough. Why do they want it to believe that anybody could make it as long as you work hard enough? So they can have hard workers at the bottom level. People trying to make it out. Once people realize how, no matter how hard you work, you're not going to make it out, that's when people start being lazy. Think about it. Think about whatever job it is that you work at. Who does the least work? The person that's been there the longest, right? The person that knows that they're not going to get a promotion no matter how hard they work, right? The person that realizes that the raises just come when the raises come, right? They're usually the person that just go and just, do whatever the bare minimum is, aren't they? Because they don't have the American dream no more. They've been at this job for 30 years. They've been getting damn near the same pay for the last 10. So they need to import people into the country that still believes in the American dream. Why is that? Because a lot of these jobs are going to go away. A lot of these jobs are going to go to the AIs. Now, just another thing that people might not be paying attention to. The last couple of years, ever since Biden has become president, why people have been quitting their jobs, like 4 million people. What's up, my brother? How you doing this morning? Okay. So why people have been quitting their jobs the way they've been quitting their jobs? Between 3 to 4 million people have been quitting their jobs almost every single month since Biden's been president. Go check it. Good morning, my brother. How you doing this morning?
God bless you, baby.
All right. Go check it out and tell me what's wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong at.
Good night, y'all.
All right.
Everyone, bro.
All right. Hope everything's going well with homeboy. I don't know if you thought I turned the camera around or not. I did not. So just something to think about. Copy? Be mindful of these things. See, this is what happens. Something happens and people forget about all the things that happened previously. You understand? Like previously. You understand what I'm saying? This is just what it is. So yeah, AIs are going to take a lot of jobs. But what you have to realize is, and this is the part that people aren't really paying attention to, a lot of the jobs that the AIs are going to take have not been created yet. We're about to go into a whole new paradigm of economy. There's going to be jobs that don't even exist yet, that we're never going to even be up for. You understand? So this is, the AI issue is actually a much bigger issue than people want to lend it to. Also, if you really recall, what's one of the jobs that old people could get, like senior citizens could get, and young people could get, that helps with the household? Fast food. They turning these fast food jobs into completely only computers. Y'all need to stop going to those places. Y'all need to stop going. If they put up one of these fast food restaurants that's just 100% no people, it's just AI, it's robots, and that's it. Don't go to those fast food restaurants. Then those companies are gonna lose money and they're gonna stop doing that shit. They're gonna have to hire people back. I'm telling you what's happening. Also, we've been on top of this since the beginning. We've been talking about this for a couple of years, fam. Everybody that's bringing this up now, they just talking about this. We've been talking about this. Tori Mosey says, facts. The older people at my job spend half the day waking coffee in the break room. Dude, I'm trying to tell you. The American dream is dead for a lot of people that currently live in America. And that's another reason why our kids is the way that our kids is. They don't even have nothing to look forward to, fam. Like, you know how, y'all might forget, but it was beautiful to be a kid and dreamed. You know, that's one of the most beautiful things about being a kid. Dreaming about what your future is gonna be. Dreaming about what you're gonna become. Dreaming about what's gonna be of you. Dreaming about that family. Dreaming about that job. Dreaming about that career. Our kids don't even do that no more, fam. We don't allow them to pretend anymore, so how can they dream? Think about that. If you don't allow your child to pretend, how could your child dream? Your child can't dream. How could they have purpose or find it? Good morning. Or how could they find their how could they find their purpose? What is even the American dream is that if you work hard enough, you can achieve anything. That's the American dream. That every single person can make their fortune if they come to America. Anybody can make their fortune if you put in enough hard work. That's the American dream. People don't believe in the American dream no more, fam. I have no idea what Frost the Milkman means. No, people don't believe in the American dream no more. People don't believe that if they work hard, they could accomplish. People don't believe it no more. It's just a fact. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where what I'm saying is incorrect. I'm here. I'm listening. People don't believe in the American dream, fam. It is what it is. And I'm not saying they should. I don't prefer dating white women. I just want to date somebody. I don't prefer dating white women. What the fuck? I don't think about whether a woman is white or black when I think whether she's attractive or not. But when I think about whether I want to date a woman, I think about whether I think she's attracted to me. If I don't think she's interested in me, I literally can't be interested in her. Like, literally. Like, so once a female shows me like she's not interested in me, I literally can't be interested in you. Like, I just can't be. Like, I just can't be. Like, because that's not attractive to me. You being interested in me is attractive to me. You not being interested in me is not attractive to me. Just not something I can, so it's like, whatever. Level Up says, yeah, growing up as a kid now and days isn't fun like when we were growing up. Blame AI and all these smart products. Kids don't go outside and play with each other anymore. Antisocial personalities. I remember being a kid getting kicked out my aunt's house because first of all, y'all got to go outside and play. The house is clean. Once the house get clean, good morning. I think that's the dude with the son that's real good at basketball. Everybody thinks I put them on camera when they walk past. I don't put nobody on camera, fam. I'm not trying to, I don't put nobody on camera. If you walk past me, you'll be on the camera. But if you walk across the street, you will not be on the camera. I don't put nobody on camera. I'm not out here trying to film people. If you want to be filmed, you could be filmed, but I'm not trying to film. Anyway, so when I was a kid, I remember getting kicked out the crib because it's Saturday or Sunday. We just cleaned up my aunt's house and y'all not fucking it back up. So y'all got to go outside. And I remember all of the kids in the neighborhood getting kicked out of the house around the same time. So I'll be at my aunt's crib. You know, we cleaned up. The house is clean. So now we got to go outside. And around the same time we got to go outside, the other kids in the neighborhood all got to go outside at the same time. But we all can't leave the block. So it was a different time, fam. I mean, you really couldn't leave the block, but all the kids had to come outside because the houses is clean, and we're not doing this. This is the weekend. Y'all gonna go outside and y'all gonna play, or y'all gonna sit inside and y'all gonna be quiet. Those are the two options. Tell me where the lie at. Those are the two options. What's up, my brother? How you doing? All right. Once you clean, they kicking you out, or you got to sit in the house and be quiet, which basically mean if you stay in the house, you got to be a helper all day. I'm doing stuff in the house, you got to be a helper. That's what that means. You stay in the house, you got to help. Kids don't have that no more. Now kids just wake up, do whatever they want. There's no structure. We need to start having structure, a little bit of structure. You know what I'm saying? Don't gotta be a lot, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit of structure. Kids need structure, fam. You think the kids go to the park and play with me because I'm fun? No, I mean, I might be, I don't know, but it's because when we doing stuff, they're coming to me and they're looking for structure. They're looking for games to play with structure. Kids is looking for structure. They want structure. Give them some structure. Give them something to do and a purpose. I promise you. I mean, yes, they gotta probably be a little bit of reward at the end. But what's wrong with that? When you go to work, there's a reward at the end of your week, right? Or the end of your 2 weeks, right? So you can give them a reward, but you gotta give kids structure. I think that's a bigger issue than anything else. These kids don't got no structure. They don't have no thing. They don't got no thing saying this or that. There's no structure. And no, I don't prefer white women, fam. I like people that like me, fam. If you like me, there's a good chance I like you. Especially if you're attractive. I mean, obviously I gotta find you attractive. I mean, I'm just not out here just like, hey, you know, whatever. You know, obviously I gotta also, you know, find you attractive. But nah, a woman finding me attractive is attractive to me. A woman not finding me attractive is not attractive. It's literally the opposite. Like, so nah, that's not it. Which I just see is that most of the females that interact with me, I can't help it. Most of the ones that talk to me nice are Caucasian. It's not my fucking fault. Is it? What we talking about? Put it in the chat. We still got 71 people in here. We've been live 3 hours. What we talking about? Put it in the chat. I still got a little bit of my lawn. I still got some of my lawn I got to finish today. Long story. So we can't be here for too long. If you have been enjoying any of this live, you can always pull up to the Cash App, Super Chat, and or PayPal. Or you can go cop some merch. Nah, there's a lot of good black women in the hood, fam. Stop. We ain't doing that. There's a lot of good black women in the hood. There's a lot of good women everywhere. Like I was trying to explain, sometimes, so I heard a thing. So sometimes we can't see the good women because they standing so close to the women that we don't think are good women. But there's good women everywhere, fam. There's good women, you might just not like the way that they look. But that don't mean that the woman, you might not be sexually attracted to her. That don't mean that she's not a good woman. She might so, you know, let's also add that caveat that, you know, we do have a level of vanity, all of us. So sometimes it's not that a person isn't a good person or a bad person, and it might not even be that they're unattractive or attractive. They just might not be to our likings. The last job I worked at a MICA facility for people with drug problems and behavioral issues. I got sent there because I got sent there by the courts because I had to go to anger management. And then when I went there and they realized that I didn't have a drug problem, apparently, and a whole bunch of other things, apparently they thought I was really intelligent. They sent me to go get a IQ test, and I was like 100, a little over like 110 or something like that. Actually, I know exactly what it is, but I don't want to tell nobody. So they decided they was gonna hire me last job. Also, a lot of good women are busy avoiding bullshit niggas. So a lot of times we just can't meet good women because they going to work and then they going home. Just that simple. A lot of them are just going to work and then they going home. They don't got time for the streets. I'm not even interested in women that got time for the streets, so I get it. I don't want to hang out with some broad that 2-3 days out the week we got to just sit on the fucking milk crate in the stoop outside. That's not what I want to do. Like that's not my thing. She's doing that when I meet her, and then I start dating her, and that's not something that I got to stick to. All right. Now if she's doing that when I meet her.
Yeah, you open today?
Yeah, they having the thing today, right?
I don't even know.
So, yeah, that in it. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be mindful of that. So, people aren't just saying they looking for a good spouse. They also looking for an individual that they find attractive. I like cute. I'm a big fan of cute. I like girly. I like cute. I'm not here for the. I'm not gonna lie, man. Okay, so this is weird thing that I used to date this chick named Maria. Shout out to Maria. And she used to always think it was funny that apparently dykes used to hit on me all the time. So I got some kind of weird energy. So she used to think it was hilarious, apparently. Absolutely hilarious. She used to think it was hilarious that dykes hit on me and that gay men hit on me. She used to think it was so funny. She used to tell a joke that everything that likes men like me. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, and I got hit. This really was happening, by the way. She used to think it was the fucking most hilarious thing in the world. She used to think it was the most hilarious thing in the world. Hilarious. So I don't know. Maybe she was like flirting with them, and then I turn around, and then they're flirting back, thinking like it's a house party or some shit. A party in my pants. I don't know what the hell was going on, fam. I am not lying to you. I don't know what was going on. I just knew that this was a thing, and not every time, but a lot of time we be out in public, and she just rolling over with the loud belly laughs. What the hell, man? She laughing from the belly, all the way from the belly. Oh my God! Like, what the hell? Like, she was definitely hilarious. She was. Good morning, gentlemen. All right. Morning. She was fun. I liked her. I liked almost all of my girlfriends. Like, to this day, like, even if we broke up, even if whatever the terms is, I could say while we was together, we had a good time. While we was together, we had a good time. Those are all facts. Don't let nobody lie to you. Why do you think they sometimes still be popping up in my chat, coming in to say hi and shit like that? Believe me, you have no idea how funny I actually am. Believe me, you have no idea. You have no idea. I be preparing. I'm funny. I'm just a funny dude, man. You just have no idea. What we doing? What we talking about? Put it in the chat. We got 70 people in the room. Hit that like button. Send out some notifications. What we doing? We got 70 people in the room. Hit that like button. Send out some notifications. That's where they capping us at right now. They're not letting us get over. They're not letting us get in the 90s. They capping us right now around 70, 80. I'm just not like, I don't look to whether I'm attracted to somebody based off of what they race is, to be honest with you. Just certain things that I like. There's certain things I like. There's certain things I like. I don't really look at like race at all. Not at all. There's just certain things that I like. And they might be prevalent in this race and not prevalent in that race. There's certain things that I like. Morning. She cannot see this far. Good morning. She can't see this far. Her glasses. What up? What we talking about? Put it in the chat. If we not talking about nothing, I'm about to get up out of here. I got stuff I got to do today. Including apparently playing basketball. We need to load up on carbs today. Somebody drop something in the Cash App. We got to load up on carbs today. We got to get all the carbs. I got to eat like 3 or 4 big meals before we go play basketball. These things been following me around all day, these dragonflies. That's like this 3rd time. Like, what the hell, fam? What we talking about? Put it in the chat. Also, let's get those likes up, fam. We could get to 50 likes, right? We get to 40 likes, right? Not in no rush. Usually, generally, sometimes we in the morning, we in a rush. We not in no rush. What time it is? Damn, it's 12. We should be out of here already, but we not. And we started early this morning. Morning, my brother. And we started early this morning, super early. What time we started this morning? Like 8? 8:30? 8:36 actually. 6:30. I'm expecting the people that hate me to try to do something really crazy today. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting them to try to just do something absolutely bananas. So anything I do at all, they could just try to say I'm doing something. So that I expect that to happen at some point today. I expect while we at this event today, them to just do something that just don't make no sense. No, I didn't see they clone Tyrone yet. What is that on? What social media? What is that on? So I could even tell you if I could go see it. What is that on? Is it in the theaters or is it on something? I keep hearing Oppenheimer's a good movie also, but I also understand that a lot of times they say that it's for Oscar consideration. So a lot of times they trying to get something Oscar consideration. They talk about how great the movie is, and also they might be trying to make basically like a second, like the energy, like for Schindler's List, like type of energy. So I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Schindler's List was absolutely incredible, by the way. If you want to learn how to make a movie and like there's just certain things that Schindler's List does, just freaking Spielberg, man. There's just certain directors that are just incredible. And basically, there's no reason to shoot any type of visual cinema if you're not going to use the visuals to tell the story along with whatever narration you have going on. Like, you got to tell the story visually. And I think a lot of times that's an issue and it's a problem. And I think that's how Daredevil on Netflix actually, the reason in which why it did so well is because they were telling so much of the story visually without always using exposition. You know, it wasn't always expositing. Sometimes it was actually visually showing. And I think that's what. Good morning, my brother. And I think that's sometimes what you got to do. Who's the GOAT director? Francis Ford Coppola is incredible. All right. Francis Ford Coppola is incredible. Obviously, we all like Christopher Nolan. Obviously, Spielberg. I want to add Jordan Peele. Sam Raimi. He's incredible. I'm just naming guys that I think that are really, really good, who you should look into some of the movies in which they make. If you want me to break down why these individuals are incredible, I could literally just make videos on why these guys are incredible directors, to be honest with you. Like, I can literally just make videos explaining it in the video. These guys are just incredible directors. Everyone I just named. I mean, not that they aren't other good directors also, but these guys are incredible. And I specifically was trying to name people that did different things, just so we could be clear. Because they all do different things. And no, I had no intentions of naming Michael Bay. Zero intention. Not Bay, not Michael Bay. He does explosions better than everybody, but not Michael Bay. Not Michael Bay. If my computer was working, I might have just put that on the list. If my computer and my access to my internet and everything was appropriate, I might have just put that on the list. Remember, I used to do shit like that. You know, I used to cover movies over here and everything. So that's something I do. That's something I put on my list. Francis Ford Coppola, incredible. Literally, funny story. So Francis Ford Coppola, right? Listen to the funny story. I believe this is the Francis Ford. I believe this is the Francis Ford Coppola. Who's the person that directed? Somebody go check it for me right now. Who directed Godfather 2? Put it in the chat. Let it have, my brother. Who directed The Godfather 2? Put it in the chat. I'm about to tell you a story. Francis Ford Coppola, correct? Am I wrong or right about that? Who directed The Godfather 2? That was Francis Ford Coppola, right? I'm gonna give it a second. I want somebody to go check for me real quick before I tell the story. I'm about to put you on a game. And this is how you know you to go. Just so we can be clear. This is how you know you to go. Good morning, my brother. All right. Chill. So, Francis Ford Coppola knew nothing about directing. He didn't go to school for this shit. He knew nothing. Probably not directing, screenwriting. He knew nothing about screenwriting. He knew nothing about screenwriting. So if you go check, I believe Francis Ford Coppola is also the screenwriter. He knew nothing about screenwriting. What screenwriting is this? The book, The Godfather, actually came from Mario Puzo. Mario Puzo actually wrote the book, just so we could be clear. So it's a Mario Puzo book that was translated over into a movie. When it's translated over into a movie, that's when they basically take whatever is in the book and they have somebody rewrite it, and that's the screenwriter, the person who writes it for the screen. So Francis Ford Coppola decided that after he made The Godfather 1 and The Godfather 2, that he was going to actually learn how to do screenwriting so he would be able to be better at screenwriting, because he was like, I don't know how to do this, even though I made these two incredible movies. So when he went to go find out how to become a better screenwriter, they basically was telling people to go check, basically to go look at The Godfather 2, because basically The Godfather 2 is one of the best screenwriting examples ever in the history of screenwriting. So Francis Ford Coppola knew nothing about screenwriting. He was just a director. He decided to do the screenwriting for Godfather 1, I believe, in Godfather 2. Those are Mario Puzo books that was translated. And then when he went and did this, he actually became the template for all screenwriting in Hollywood, for everybody that don't know. Shout out to Francis Ford Coppola. Yes, I know a lot of random facts, man. I keep trying to tell you, I'm real smart, not fake smart. Have you seen Meg 1? Because the part 2 is out now. What's your point of view? Is the Meg about the big shark? I can 100% tell you that that's not what I'm into. There's only two good shark movies, fam. Jaws, and I think Jaws 2 is good also, but Jaws and Deep Blue. I like that one. The one with LL and shit. Those are the only two good shark movies, fam. I think Jaws 2 was good too. I think Jaws 3 with the Revenge was the stupid one. I think Jaws 3 the Revenge was a stupid one. How the fuck do a shark know to go get revenge on somebody, fam? I need you to explain that to me. How a shark know to go get revenge on a dude, and not just to go get revenge on him, but how to find him, and the person's in a boat all the way on the other side of the world? I need you to explain this to me. None of that makes any sense. None of that makes any sense. Is this shark Jason? Was this shark Jason? Like, that don't even make sense. So they tried too hard. And then also, just so we could be clear, the shark that wanted revenge is the son of the shark that they killed. So what in the hell are you talking about, fam? So not only do humans have kids that grow up and then go get revenge on the person who killed their fathers, sharks do too. Nobody got time for this shit, man. No, I did not see The Flash. I don't like to. Okay, so I've heard people say superhero content was disappointing, and then I've seen the superhero content and didn't think it was. I'm gonna use She-Hulk as an example. That She-Hulk series is exactly basically what She-Hulk series was in the comic books. Nobody wanted the She-Hulk comic book, fam. Nobody wanted it. This is the part that people don't know about because y'all wasn't alive back when the She-Hulk comic book came out, and y'all wasn't also a part of the comic book world. Nobody liked the fucking She-Hulk comic book. Nobody cared about that comic book. Just so we could be clear, she had a short series. The shit got discontinued. Okay, so the whole reason why She-Hulk exists is because CBS had the Incredible Hulk that they were running. Remember the show, The Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby? So She-Hulk had the Incredible Hulk. CBS thought of an idea to make a She-Hulk television show also. The problem with this is the way it worked in the comic book world is once you create a character, that character is yours. So before CBS could create the She-Hulk character, Marvel created the She-Hulk character. So CBS wouldn't create the character and then own the rights to the character just in case the character was popular. She was never popular, fam. Nobody ever liked the She-Hulk. On top of that, the way her series was is exactly how the fucking comic book was. They didn't mess up, fam. That was one of the most copy and paste examples that I could tell you about. All of her fucking comic books, none of the danger was real. None of the danger was real. It was always fake real danger. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was always comical. It was always for comic relief. It was just, but people don't know what the content is. So they saw it and they was like, oh, this shit is shit. This shit ain't like the rest of the MCU. My dude, her comic book got discontinued because nobody liked it. After a comic book got discontinued, they didn't know what to do with the character. That's why she was on the Fantastic Four. That's why she was on the Avengers. That's why they kept moving her around to every different group of whoever the hell. Because remember, different artists and different writers work on different books. So nobody was using She-Hulk. They might just, we need a big, strong person. We need a big, strong chick. Let's just use her. Also in the comic books, She-Hulk was sleeping with everybody, fam. She was sleeping with everybody. So when you tell me about the Flash movie and you tell me that there's people that are disappointed, I'm going to say, well, I need to see it for myself. Because they might be doing the character the exact way the character is actually intended, but people don't know it. So therefore, they don't like it. They think you're doing something wrong, and the whole time you're doing something right. They just had to make a She-Hulk something because they wanted to bring the character into the MCU. That's it. That's all you need to know. They wanted to bring the She-Hulk character in the MCU, and they wanted to make sure that you know who she was, her background, and her story, and everything else. They got some plans for her that they're going to use for her in the future, most likely. That's all you need to know. They needed to have She-Hulk in the MCU, and that's why they had the series. And it helped them do a whole bunch of other shit that they was trying to do. Also, by having She-Hulk in the series, they can't have a Incredible Hulk anything at that time. I think they can now because they got the rights back. So this allowed for them to be able to have Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk, in one of the series, showing up in a little bit of his backstory or whatever the case may be. But they just got those rights back from Universal, I believe. I believe that's who had the rights, Universal. They just got the rights back. I believe they got the rights back for him and somebody else. I can't remember. I don't even remember if it was an actual Marvel. It might be something for something else altogether. I can't remember. So they just got the rights back. Go figure. Good morning. Yeah, go figure. They opened that store back up?
No.
Oh, I'm making jokes. Good morning.
You have camera both ways.
Yeah. Oh no, just this way. I'm doing like a podcast type thing.
Good luck.
Thank you. The New Mutants movie. I like that they wanted to make it a horror flick. If you've ever watched the New Mutants comic books, if you read the New Mutants comic books, a long history of the comics had it drew. It's always been horror. Like for people that don't get it, like the New Mutants have always been kind of like a horror, story of tragedy like that. Like they've always been being chased, and then they're trying to. So, as far as that goes, that was consistent. I don't like some of the characterization. It was just completely off. I don't like. There's a couple of things that I didn't like. I don't mind if they keep the characters, but I would like them to fix a couple of problems here and there that they had. I would like if they fix a couple of issues. I liked it. I saw it more than once.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Chilling. Yes, I am. Yeah, so New Mutants have always been horror. I want them to do more. I want them to stay in the horror area with it. And they might, because you see what they did with the werewolf thing. You see what they did with the werewolf thing. So, they might. Eternals was terrible. Eternals was terrible, but that's because they had the Superman problem. There's a thing in writing called the Superman problem. All right? So there's a thing in writing that they call the Superman problem. And that's basically when your antagonist is so powerful that you can't really bring anything up against them to fight them that's interesting. So that's the Superman problem. You understand what I'm saying? So I think the Eternals suffered from the Superman problem. And yeah, there were people that was killed off and yada yada and this and that. But like the villain that he fought against didn't have really any identity. I think nowadays we need for the villain to be more than just a monster. I think nowadays we need for the villain to have some kind of, the antagonist to have some type of personality. I think we need for them to have, we need to be able to not relate, but they need to have a position that's either relatable or unrelatable. They need to have a position. You know what I'm saying? I think that suffered from the Superman problem. That's one. Two, I didn't really care for the acting. Three, I think that they didn't use their ensemble cast as well as they could have. I think that the writing is basically the issue that I have. So I don't think they use the ensemble cast well. I think there's parts of the movie where people just disappear. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so, and there's just parts of the movie where people just disappear. Also, you know the Juror guy? Like, he's obviously really a bad guy. Like, he's obviously uh, a villain at this point. Um, and so I don't know if they're trying to set him up to be a future antagonist or not. But I just don't like the writing. I thought the writing was crappy. That's it. I just thought the writing was crappy. The visuals was okay. I thought the writing was crappy. And I also never liked the Eternals in the comic books either, so that could be it. I always thought because I don't really care for the Superman analogs. You understand? Icarus. I don't really care for the Superman analogs. I don't think they do them well often. I think they usually mess them up. All right. Appreciate you. Yeah, so I don't really like the Superman analogs. I like, okay, so when you write in a protagonist, uh, how do you want to write your protagonist? You want to write your protagonist like there's a million different ways to write a protagonist, right? So the problem with Superman is that he's all powerful, and even when we look at him, there's really no reason why we believe he should lose unless kryptonite is involved. So I don't like when you have a protagonist that's so overpowered. Pardon me. I don't like when you have an overpowered protagonist, but you don't have something that is gonna disable them or take away their power that's not easily accessible. So the more overpowered, in my opinion, the more overpowered a character is, an antagonist is, I believe a protagonist is, I believe the thing that cripples them needs to be easier to be acquired. Good morning. Be easier to be acquired. You understand what I'm saying? Because they're so overpowered, it has to be easier to be able to overpower them. I think in Superman's situation, it's so far in the other direction. It's because of the way people write. I'm gonna explain. So when they're writing Superman, they're trying to write Superman too often to have the thing that's trying to stop Superman be a physical thing. It shouldn't be a physical thing. Superman's real weakness is the fact that he doesn't want anybody to get hurt and he cares about everybody. You understand what I'm saying? That's Superman's real weakness. You understand? That's why Lex Luthor in the first Superman movie had one of the best plans. It's one of the most cockamamie cuckoo ideas, but his plan, his idea basically was based on using the fact that Superman don't want to hurt anybody is how he disabled Superman. He put Superman in a situation and threw kryptonite around his neck. Only reason why Superman was able to get out because somebody turned on Lex. Don't forget that part. If Lex's people don't turn on Lex, Lex wins that fight. If Homegirl doesn't jump inside of that pool and take the kryptonite off of off of Superman's neck, Lex Luthor wins. I think that's another aspect or part that people just might not be paying attention to or paying. Lex Luthor wins in Superman 1, Superman the movie. Superman shouldn't ever win against kryptonite. The way somebody is using kryptonite is on the individual. I guess if somebody used kryptonite incorrectly, he should win. But that's a Superman problem. They don't write Superman. Superman, the person going against Superman doesn't have to be super strong. Also, another thing that people leave out about Superman is super smart. Y'all know that, right? Like Superman is super smart. But since they want to rise up Batman, so Batman being the smartest person in DC, they don't tell you about that. Also, Flash is literally smarter than Batman. It's just that He's not as dedicated as Batman. He's not as focused as Batman. That's the thing that sets Batman apart from every other character. Batman got John Wick focus. You're out, but I'm out, but this is a great lane. You can tap into your very knowledge. Salute, appreciate you. Peace. How else can he trick the office thinking he's not Superman with them glasses? Okay, so this is the best explanation I've ever heard for why people will not know that Clark Kent is Superman. Clark Kent walks around like he's the clumsiest, not knowing this dude that there is. He's always being corrected. If you watch, and let's go off of the first 2 Superman movies. Lois is always correcting him because he never knows what he's talking about and he's always wrong. He always need help doing even the smallest tasks. We're talking about Clark Kent. He always need help even doing all of the smallest tasks. Lois is always correcting him. He's always tripping over his own feet. His clothes is all big and baggy and flopping off of him. What makes you think that anybody will look at him and see Superman? I'm sitting here. Go watch the first 2 Superman movies. Superman the movie and Superman 2. Lois is always correcting him. Lois figures out he's Superman, by the way. But Lois is always correcting him. He wears the most biggest, baggiest, non-fitting, sloppiest clothes. There's no reason for anybody to think he's Superman, man. Lois just figured it out because she's an A1 reporter. They have to keep nerfing Superman. They don't got no choice. Because the writers nowadays don't have the time and the patience. I'm going to tell you what the DCEU should have did. They should have just made a whole season of a show showing Superman as a kid. Make one season. You write your Superman movie. After you write your Superman movie, you write one season to go up on their Max channel. I don't know how many episodes you're going to make. And basically, you allow people to meet Clark Kent. So now when you do the Superman movies, you don't have to tell these long Clark Kent stories. You got to allow people to... We love Clark, man. We love Clark Kent, man. We love Peter Parker, man. We love Bruce Wayne, man. When I say those names, you know who I'm talking about. That's what they need to do. Because the real incredible thing about Superman is the fact that he's Superman and he's Clark Kent. You see what they did in the last movie? They just ditched the last jump offs. They just ditched the Clark Kent persona altogether. They just killed them off dumb quick. Y'all do understand that that's why they killed them off in that first movie, right? So they don't have to deal with the Clark Kent Superman problem. You do know that, right? The writers for the DCEU, the previous iteration of the DCEU, they had a Superman Clark Kent problem. They didn't know what to do with Clark Kent. They had a Superman Clark Kent problem. So they killed off Clark Kent immediately. There was no reason for them to say Clark was dead. There was no reason. He's just a reporter at a newspaper, fam. He wasn't even famous. There's reporters in newspapers dying all over the world. Every time one of them died, did they tell us? They didn't have to tell us. There was no need for it. So the fact that they did tell us that they told us for a reason. And I believe the reason why they did tell us is because they didn't know what to do with Clark Kent. So they wanted us to realize that the whole world thought Clark Kent was dead. So now moving on, they don't have to worry about having any Clark Kent scenes. You understand? They was cheating. We don't want Superman with no Clark Kent. Get out of here. We don't want Spider-Man with no Peter Parker. We don't want Batman with no Bruce Wayne. What are you talking about? How you gonna have a Batman movie you don't have Bruce Wayne in it? Good morning. We taking them there steps this morning, young man? We taking all of the steps. He's like, I'm gonna get down to the other end of that block one way or another, mama. Yeah, so they gotta nerf Superman. They don't got a choice. They don't know how to write for him. They don't have the patience. You gotta have patience to write for a character like Superman. People don't got patience, fam. Everybody want instant gratification. You gotta have patience. Nowadays, when people see individuals with patience, they don't even know that's what they're looking at. You gotta have patience. You gotta develop the character. You gotta develop the characters around him. Oh. What else we talking about? We almost going on 4 hours on this live. I think I'm gonna get up out of here. Anything y'all want to go out with? Hit that like button on your way out also. Anything y'all want to go out with before we get off of this live? We got 61 people still in the room. We've been live for about 4 hours. Let's go. The people that hate me be live. They have like 5, 6 people in there with them. They be like, yo, man, we hate Jack. They be like, yo, what did Jack do to you? Nah, man, but you just don't know. That's what people say. That's what people say when you ain't did shit to them. Nah, you just don't know. There ain't nothing. He didn't do nothing to you, right? Oh, God, we know. Don't worry about it. You just rap bastards. With that being said, I'm going to let y'all go. Everybody enjoy your day. We all going to be live later. That's a fact of nature. That's a factual statement. That's a fact. We will be live later. We got stuff to do. I love y'all. Everybody have a beautiful day. Go out there, do something worth doing. Stay in God's name. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. That's all I got.